love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared. Back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so what? You're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong. You will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate, I attack. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared. crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math. When I hate, I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, don't love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just look me up. Don't be scared. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad. Cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad. I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just look me up. Don't be scared. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared. love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad. Cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad. I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad. Cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad. I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, stepping up, don't stop. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, stepping up, don't stop. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad. Cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad. I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't stop, stepping up, don't stop. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give it up. Don't be scared. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give it up. Don't be scared. Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give it up. Don't be scared. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give it up. Don't be scared. love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just step it up. Don't be scared. I'm so gone, no I'm never turning back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad. Cause I've been to hell and back, you don't wanna make me mad.
The champion of champions.
And we are back here. We've got the grand finals of West Europe Series 1, and it couldn't be any more exciting for these two teams. Maybe two teams that we didn't really anticipate making it all the way here. I mean, specifically Spirit Academy, but the way that they did it, they dominated their path. GAMERLEGION as well, not losing series in the last 2 weeks, continuing to show up and perform. But I'm Exner. I'm joined here by MNJ. And yeah, let's walk through this finals here together.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm here on a bit of a last-minute basis, right? Tom's had some PC issues, and I get to wear my funky shirt, so it's happy days. Grand
glad to have you.
finals. Thanks. I'm happy to be here. Right. Two teams that have been on an absolute tear, as you just sort of said, right? They have been on these unbelievable win streaks. GAMERLEGION haven't lost a series in 2 weeks. Spirit Academy had one minor little hiccup against Hotu, but other than that, they've been smashing the competition as well, and actually beating some really high caliber opponents like Falcons and Tricked. So yeah, both teams are looking to kind of keep this streak going, keep climbing up the world rankings, and prove that they are the best team here in the Tier 2, Tier 3 West Europe scene. But yeah, looking at how the bracket sort of took us here, GODSENT losing to GAMERLEGION, GAMERLEGION then smashing Apeks as well. A team that I actually covered yesterday, and they weren't looking very good yesterday at all, to be honest. So I'm actually not too surprised that they struggled this morning. But yeah, 2-2-0s in the semi-finals shows that we've really got the best two teams here in the grands. We've got like the very, very decisive, right? And they're going to be feeling pretty good off of those quite convincing wins earlier on too. So yeah, both teams going to be feeling fired up, and I'm excited to see how they turn up on the server.
Yeah, I mean, utterly shocked to see the dominance that Team Spirit Academy have come on throughout this entire playoffs here. Again, I mean, one of these rosters that had to make it through the Swiss stage. They had a long path to get here, but they have proven themselves to be worthy every step of the way. I mean, even taking a loss to Eyeballers to open up this series as well for them, which was a bit of a shock. But yeah, you can definitely talk about two of the big guys here, Art Frost and Donk on this team. Those guys are the 1-2 punch to get the job done. It's been a winning formula throughout this entire playoff so far. I think even Donk kind of took a little bit of a slight backseat in their last 2-0 over iNation, but there were so many different other elements that have stepped up to the plate. And in this playoff series so far, I just don't think there's any missing pieces. Everyone's been filling their roles, and they've, like you said, just taken down some big names like Falcons and Big.
Yeah, and Sotfik does it all. Look at him. He's the fifth. He's the coach. He does the whole shebang.
Oh, yeah.
A bit of a bizarre one. But yeah, these guys have been fantastic. Actually, both of these two teams having not dropped a map throughout this whole playoff series. So yeah, it's Team Spirit Academy. They've really shown a lot of dominance. Their semi-finals game earlier, okay, map 2 was a little closer, went to overtime, but the first map against iNation, they won it 16-3. So these guys are really, really here to play. Now, as we go over to the other side of things, it's GAMERLEGION, a team that, well, I'm a little bit more familiar with. Of course, Ime, Akor, Kios, Isaac, and Shui. Coach Ash in there as well. There's still a little bit of UK pride in this GAMERLEGION roster, even with Adam and Dobbo gone. Ash sticks around and gives a little bit of UK spice to this squad. But yeah, recently kind of breaching into the top 30. These guys have got some really, really strong pieces. Akor's just an amazing talent and an amazing addition to this roster that brings a whole load of experience from his tier 1 days. And Shui kind of rocking that IGL's cap as well, has proven himself as a really strong leader. I remember watching an interview, I cannot remember who it was, but talking about just how good Shui is as an in-game leader, as such a young player. Normally your in-game leaders are these older, more experienced players, and Shui kind of breaks that trend, breaks that norm, because yeah, he's been playing from such a young age, and he's been such a commanding leader throughout that time.
That's what's so impressive to me, man. I gotta say, is his ability to lead this team despite being such a young player. I really like to see that out of him, and I think his calls have really proven himself. I think a lot of people soon on are going to be looking towards IGLs of his caliber. He's going to be kind of the future of IGLs in the Counter-Strike scene. So there's no question about it, man. And what this roster can do when they're firing on all cylinders, when you see Akor stepping up like he once did with Yacht and showing up, then there's a lot to be excited about, no question. But we do have those vetoes ready for you all. We'll get a look at what we're going to be playing in the server here. I'm very excited to see these maps. We do have Inferno picked out by GAMERLEGION. No surprise there. Again, Shui, excellent on the calls there. Nuke actually picked out by Spirit Academy, which maybe I was wondering if they were going to lean into a Vertigo with how strong they just looked on that versus iNation, but they picked into Nuke and then decided to left the Mirage.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams play a 6-map pool, and actually a really, really solid 6-map pool as well. So no surprise at all that Ancient and Anubis gets insta-banned. They're both teams perma-banned. But for every other map, they're rocking a 40% plus win rate, both teams on every single map in their 6-map pool that they're rolling. So they're not too fussed at all wherever they end up. And I think that, yeah, GAMERLEGION picking into Inferno, it's definitely statistically their strongest map. Shui's great at calling on it, and I do think that they'll certainly have that advantage, as will Spirit Academy on that Nuke map. But neither of these opening picks are maps that they're unfamiliar or uncomfortable with. There's absolutely a chance for an upset. Either one of these teams could be taking each other's map picks. We could end up with a 2-0. We could end up going the full distance and ending up on that third map of Mirage, which I think could be quite a cool decider. It's one that both teams are good on, and both teams have, I don't want to say like a similar playstyle, but Mirage is just kind of, it's always a nice little a proving ground as a third map, right? You can have all your strategies on Nuke. You can play Inferno however you like to play it. But the second you get on Mirage, it's raw Counter-Strike, right? And I think that's always sort of a nice decider map for who's the best squad on the day, who's hitting their shots.
Yeah, what's going to be really interesting as well here is that, you know, either of these two teams is going to lose their first map of this entire playoff. So I'm going to be really interested to see what team is it's going to be here in this opening map of Inferno, and how they're going to be able to respond to that, right? Because we haven't seen a team lose just yet. So it's a big case here of who's going to be able to bounce back and get their heads back in this game very quickly, because, yeah, I mean, it's just been so flawless throughout this entire run. Even Spirit Academy looked a little bit shaky in that second map versus iNation just about an hour ago, but they still closed it out. They still got that 2-0, and yeah, I'm wondering how they're going to be able to get their heads back in this game if they do lose that first map.
Absolutely, yeah. These guys, okay, they've been together for some time, but young players sometimes lack that mental resilience that when they meet a challenge, how to bounce back, right? GAMERLEGION have got all of that experience on their belts. They've had plenty of hardships, plenty of times where they've been maps down in difficult situations, but the grand finals where it's all to play for, the nerves will certainly be coming in. This would be one of the bigger opportunities. In fact, probably one of the biggest opportunities for this Team Spirit Academy. This would be a huge win for them. Kick things off, GAMERLEGION, early banana control. No one contesting it, but it's Donk in the corner with the opening headshot.
Oh, the perfect counter flash as well. Labored on the second kill, but eventually we'll find it. Last bullet in the chamber. Nothing else comes of it, though. Overrun. After a long last, they finally find the trade, although they had to spend a lot of resources in gathering that, losing 2 players and committing the remaining 3 to trying to find that kill. Here you can see they're at a bit of a standstill here now in the 3v4. They have to figure out a way around this one.
Yeah, this is kind of awkward. They have no control of middle or second mid as well, so you can see him is really worried that someone's got super aggressive and is pushing behind, maybe in their spawn. Team Spirit Academy still potentially vulnerable here on this B site though. Sotfik behind those coffins, not facing. Wants Zontic to play the info game first. Big headshot from him. It brings the numbers back to evens. This USP needs to hit ahead and it can't. Bombs crossed. Digits will be tapped in and a 3v3 retake with no kit, so they need to get a wiggle on.
Ooh, clearing out this close left corner there. Isaac gonna find himself another kill. That swings the advantage back into GamerLegion's favor. And now they have a nasty little crossfire to chew on through. How are they supposed to bypass these players? CT covering by the likes of Kios here. Everyone's waiting patiently. Baz and Antfrost, not a lot of time left, but that headshot could encourage them. Actually, I think they're calling a save here. That is a conservative call. They're going to bail out, and Baz not even fortunate enough to walk away. Neither is Antfrost. Don't even get a chance to save as Kios comes in with vengeance.
Oh man, I'm never a big fan of the pistol round save calls, right? Especially in a scenario like that where they end up falling anyway. It's yeah, you give yourself no chance at doing damage all the round, and you don't end up with anything out of it at the end of the day anyway. Rifles invested here though for GamerLegion, not taking any major chances with this. You could go for a bit of a gamble, go for this heavy SMG buy. They know that they're going to be up against a force, and they know that Spirit Academy can be pretty formidable with these Deagles. So 3 rifles to work with. Artfrost narrowly missing with the scout, inches away from at least doing a bit of tag damage. GamerLegion this time around, not pressuring too much here for this banana control. Instead, a default around the map, trying to take the apartments, trying to take second mid. If they do commit to A later in the round, though, they could be in for a bit of a nasty surprise. There's a 4-man stack in place.
Ooh. Gets some damage there. Akora, rather, avoiding a lot of it in return. This 4-man stack, it's promising, right? But they also are conceding a lot of control here to GamerLegion. Full brackets is maintained. They've got the utility to continue to nullify this scout as well. So, and Frost, he's going to be met by that smoke right there, and he's going to have limited impact in this round. Unless he can get some spam through smoke. Maybe that's a potential. But so far, yet to pop a shot off here. And now they have to worry a lot about the wrap. They have to worry a lot about library. So concerns are going to be added to the tally here very soon for Spirit Academy.
Not Frost. Starting to worry that with that smoke in place, someone slipped through the archway. So actually, he's now out of the equation, especially with that smoke in library. Now there's no longer this 4-man stack. There's no longer a crossfire in place. Baz needs to hit a shot, and he can't. Bullets to the noggin. Keon so crisp with it. Zontic, well, the same can't be said for him. His bullets go left, right, but not where they need to go. And it's an absolute crunch. Not a single kill being found here for Spirit Academy. For Sotfik, he's got nothing to lose, but not a whole lot to gain, to be honest. They're going to be on a full eco in the next. We could absolutely justify just saving this 5-7. I think he wants an extra, though. If he can grab an AK, that would be great. But it's not going to happen. A flawless round for GamerLegion. Not a bad way to kick things off here.
Now, it was a textbook way to dismantle that stack as well. Able to smoke off, constantly force Antfrost in a more passive position. Slowly but surely, he's just not even able to fire off a scout shot right there. Constantly met by smokes. His only attempt at trying to land some damage was diving through one. And he just gets punished immediately. So that's GamerLegion with a full composure, despite walking into what maybe could have been a Spirit Academy favored stack. This again, fast control here. Shui taking a lot of initiative. He might just be a probe here to spot out the stack. Send him in with a MAC-10. He's going to spot out all the players on the CT side. He's saying, guys, go away. There's 4 towards B. And that should be the round right there.
Isaac. I was going to say, should be good for a freebie here, but a little bit messy. There it is. Finishes off Sotfik. And yeah, the round not really in contention. If Spirit Academy can finish off 1 or 2 of these low players, then they can sort of shrug their shoulders and say, it's not too bad, but it's not going to happen. Now, had GAMERLEGION have lost Shuey and Isaac there, it may have been a blessing in disguise, an opportunity to justify reinvesting some rifles. The issue is now they're going to play a bit of a bonus. It gives Team Spirit Academy an opportunity to get back in the picture, put a round on the board and start to close this gap. GAMERLEGION, though, with plenty of money in the bank, are rubbing their hands together and hoping for the best here in round number 4. We'll see what the game plan is. Artfrost with an AWP out. The first sniper we see on the server, at least a premium one. We saw a scout, but it doesn't really count.
We'll see if that is a blessing in disguise or if it allows him to stack up further cash here. That's sent into the Wolves, although it's not a bad trade. 1-for-1 right there. A little bit of extra damage softening up Sophic there. Somehow, GAMERLEGION kind of getting away with this one. They've tossed in the MAC-10 of Isaac here, but they're still able to walk away with something off the back of that, especially leaving this B side so vulnerable. It's only Sophic here, entrusted with the entirety of this control, and he has given up the site in a certain sense, just playing in CT spawn. Oh, this is a nasty one-way.
In the smoke, yeah, I could have had something there, but doesn't work out. Sophic being pressured, wins the duel, good for a second. This seems very disjointed from GAMERLEGION. And they're punished for it. 2-man disadvantage. They will be able to get onto the site. The molly will stop Sophic from denying anything. And oh no, this is how it turns around, isn't it? Single-handedly on the back of his shoulders, claws it back. 2v2 retake. No kits on either of these two. They've prioritized the firepower. They could be in trouble here.
No kits retrieved either. MA taking further fights here. Walking right into his crosshair. Already softened up to Sophic. The kill capitalized on Antfrost. He doesn't want a lot to do with this round. He's trying to make his escape out of this one here, but baited out the upshot there. Acor playing so cheeky. Eventually the no-scope's actually connected. But that bomb does a lot of damage. He better start to run. And going down is all 10 players in the server. There's no way he'll be able to stay alive. Yeah, he will fall at the very end. And GAMERLEGION, a beautiful recovery offered up by MA.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, Artfrost's done a good job, but finding the 2 kills at the end there. But realistically, it's relatively unimpactful. GAMERLEGION, that was their bonus round. That was the round they had 2 MAC-10s. They were kind of supposed to lose it. They had cash in the bank to go for another buy here. Instead, they've ended up winning it. They've found some kills with those SMGs to rack up that bank further. And getting a bomb plant too works wonders for their economy. So a full investment, 4 AKs and an AWP, all the util, all the extras. They've got a 5k buffer to work with to fall back on if needs be. For Spirit Academy, well, they're kind of screwed. They've got the max loss bonus, at least. That's the silver lining in all of this. But pistols for now. We talked at the start of this game about that mental resilience. When you've got young players, not as much experience with hardships in certain scenarios, how will they react? And if they get off to a really bad start here, they could be in trouble. That's nice from Sophic, though. Big opening. Might be able to go and retrieve that gun as well.
Sometimes you forget how much bullets the 5.7 has. But that's a good reminder of what it can do. Just 20 bullets straight through the smoke. One of them surely connects. He's able to land 2 to find the kill. Kios tries to inch his way past this smoke. He doesn't want to risk dying to the 5.7 again. Putting it over into a 3v5. So he's still isolated behind the smoke, and that buys time for Spirit Academy to call in the rotations. The cavalry arriving onto the scene. Now 4 players on this bomb site. That should be enough, even with the lacking weaponry.
It certainly could be with the boost up as well. A good crossfire in play. Smoke will come in, but of course won't obscure Artfrost's vision. And as the flashes rain in, he's playing anti. Keels with a big opening. So the site open. Isaac reads the boost, and they deal with this very nicely indeed. But the pistols bite back. It all falls onto him, and Zontix. Blink and you miss it. I certainly did. We were watching the wrong man because Zontic's gone bam, bam, bam. 3 headshots, and Spirit Academy are right on the board. We kind of brushed right over it, but GAMERLEGION had played that with a whole lot of caution. Acor had actually gone in, retrieved that rifle, and thrown it out of the map. They were playing all of the damage control to make sure they didn't lose to the pistols, and they still ended up walking into the trap.
Yeah, that stack was just far too much to deal with right there. GamerLegion played it really well to get as far as they did in the 4v5, but they get overwhelmed eventually, and Acor actually bested by Antfrost. That's a lovely way to kick things off. Double dink from Donk. About as clean as can be. Cleaning the head right off here. Desperation starting to set in. You can see the move. Shui diving past that smoke. That might help, though. Beautiful headshot on Zontix, and that's going to be space taken.
Kind of see where Donk gets his name from. Baz tucked in pit.
Ooh. Shui's made his way in towards library. This might be not known to the CT side.
Switching with caution, but they're both looking the wrong way. Oh no. Oh, that's one way of burning a two-man advantage. And that's it. The B-bomb site's open for business. Spirit Academy, they're hot on their heels, but I don't even know if they're going to go for this. Once this C4 goes down, they might just be locked out of this completely with an AWP in hand. They haven't really got the right tools for the job. I think they might just back off here.
Another situation where none of them have kits here. Now, granted, not as much money, but Antfrost does have 4K, right? You want a kit on him. I imagine there's some kits over towards second mid, something like that, but it's not even like they can make an effort on this one. Spotting out the op, Antfrost jumping up there. Now they know it's a save. And GamerLegion onto 5 right there. That's beautiful work. Shui, that's the sort of calling that a good leader is going to make right there. Willing to take the risks in that 3v5. He knew he needed to be a bit of a hero right there. He goes for the push through the smoke. Maybe that was ambitious, but it gets the job done. Then that library position, another ambitious play, another massive risk taken, but he knows he needs to win the round for his team right there. And in doing so, I mean, those 3 kills, that secures the round completely.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Timing impeccable there, too, on the peak in CT. He's having a big start to the game, somewhat making up for Akor's absence. You're right, a bit of an oversight, a lack of kits in so many scenarios. Look, again, there's enough money for another 2 kits to come out, and they opt against it. They're rolling with 1 diffuse kit. It could come back to bite them on the ass. We'll see. But for GamerLegion, out of choice, rocking a 5-rifle setup here. Don't want that AWP to contest with Artfrost. Good flash will get him right off the angle. We'll see what they get up to here. Whole load of util being deployed early on, just acting as a bit of a deterrent. You see how far back Spirit Academy are playing. They're not contesting the banana control at all. They're not really contesting brackets either. I'm very defensive.
Much more passive setup, like you said. And Artfrost, rather. He's trying to be very proactive, staying mobile throughout the map, but he's fallen off of apartments as soon as they're looking to strike. They set their crosshairs in. They're already dive in towards the mini pit here. Somehow Baz still yet to find a kill. Needs to start activating now, and he gets just sideswiped. MA doing it again. 3 entries. 3 kills, enough to win the round. There's no testing this A side for Donk and Softig. They want nothing to do with this. Go ahead and run away. Get as far away as possible here as GamerLegion grab themselves a very easy 6th round.
Yeah, I think easy's certainly the way to put it. They're certainly making it look that way. Not troubled at all with many of these entries. Crisp headshots, and it's not even any one player that's doing so. Last round it was Shui to find the 3K. This time it's Zime with the heroics. Looks like we'll see a quick technical pause after this one, so it's disconnected. It's always awkward. Don't want that in the grand finals, but it's a great start from GamerLegion. They've looked very, very commanding, and that's exactly what you want at a time like this.
Yeah, they just nailed the timing on Artfrost as well. I mean, he fell off of Apeks, and they were already in long haul, you know, ready to dive on out as soon as he was rotating off of that A-bomb site, trying to make his presence known, probably over towards brackets, something along those lines. So maybe a little bit of fortune favoring Gamer Legion, but still, it was the perfect play to overwhelm, and then the backup, the shots to back it up, were certainly there. As Alton in the server once again, that's a good sign. We'll see if that offers up any support here for Spirit Academy in the CT side. They need to get some rounds on the board soon before things start to spiral.
Yeah, we often see round counts like this, right? Where it goes 6-1, 7-1, something like that. That's fine. It's great to put those kind of rounds on the board early. But if you don't maintain that, then it's very, very easy for Spirit Academy to kind of bite back. Bear in mind, a fair few of these rounds have come close as well. Gamer Legion's economy isn't completely out of hand. It would only take sort of 2-round wins to completely break them, force them onto an eco. And that's Spirit Academy's opportunity to sort of close this one up and end up with an 8-7, maybe a 9-6 half. If they drop these next 3 or 4, though, then they've got some serious problems. So this is a big swing round. This is a huge turning point. They need to pull it their way. Sophic taking a lot of damage early, but Isaac and Shui tagged up low too.
My goodness.
Oh, I caught.
Dude.
So close.
Still yet to get a kill as well. He could have gotten his first on Baz, who's stuck on the big 0 as well. Would have been nice. Baz. Does he want to sneak his way out of balcony? No, Baz finally on the board. Opening up proceedings and getting out of dodge after the back of that. Trying to bait into the op of Art Frost there, but making no mistake is Gamer Legion in that side of the map here. Instead, they're going to execute in towards B. Utility already raining on in.
Oh, a lot of damage from Donk, but he's traded by the nade. Sophic, 3 HP. He's done a fair amount himself too. Oh. Evens back and forth. Come into a 2-on-2. Shui, a slither of health to work with, but they will be able to get onto the site and get this C4 tapped down. Art Frost once again with an alt. No kits on either of these two. I think there might be one lying around somewhere. But the nade comes too late. They're both going to turtle up on Banana here. This could be a good play.
Oh my god, Art Frost getting that utility out. Shui, oh, he didn't realize where that flash came from. Position should be known right here as well. Again, like you said, there is that kit picked up. Almost dropped over towards Coffins here. Spam through the smoke, it's desperate. Oh, eventually starts to connect. He's still not yet stuck it. And now Block comes out, he lands it. Oh my god, as close as can be. Straight through the smoke on the Baz. Everyone goes down again, but Gamer Legion still walking away, laughing all the way to the bank.
Oh, that is ridiculous. It certainly doesn't come without its mistakes. There were some serious issues with that round, but somehow scrappy as all hell. They managed to pull it together, force Spirit Academy onto a terrible, terrible buy hit. Art Frost jumps right into an AWP. He's got enough money to justify it, but his teammates just down to those pistols. They have got the max loss bonus. They'll be on a full buy in the next. This is the chance for Gamer Legion to make it 8. Yeah, bizarre stuff. Could have very easily gone Spirit Academy's way.
Something that you mentioned earlier there is how well are these young players on Spirit Academy going to be able to bounce back if they are in the deficit, right? This is a unfamiliar position for them in the entirety of this event. Haven't really been on the back foot. I would say versus iNation, they did an excellent job. They lost some really tilting rounds, and they were able to keep their head in the game. But they're doing it once again. They're losing some really tilting rounds, some close rounds that anyone would be frustrated to drop. And it would be understandable. They need to keep their heads in this game. Need to know that this is their opponent's map pick. And keep that composure. They've got things to look forward to. They have this rest of this map to look forward to. But they need to get some rounds on the board soon.
Big shot from Art Frost. Putting that the single rifle in play to good use. This Gamer Legion confirmed that that's where he resides, though. It might be their cue to grab this bomb and work their way around to the A-bomb site instead. 5-7 spotted. A little bit of damage dealt. And in there, go on, Batman him. Jump off the balcony, hit the head. That's what I want to see. Oh, no, Baz! He returns the favour, trades there, but as they press further forward, they need to win these duels, and whilst they're messy, they do convert. a 2 versus 2, but an AK's been retrieved, and this retake certainly doable once again, but still no kits.
Quick on the flank, and quickly dispatched of Isaac. Denies him even turning the corner there, and I'd imagine Art Frost, fearing the same fate, doesn't want anything to do with this round besides save, call it a day. Sticking around in apartments, he might try and reroute here, but again, there is no kit. So what are his chances of actually getting this round done? As he slides his way on through, he's just going to try and find a kill, keep him contained. Losing this op could be a liability. Instead, he lands a kill on his way out. That'll be enough to dissuade him. A winning T-side here for Gamer Legion, and there's still a whole half at play. Art Frost, careful, on 10 HP left.
Yeah, these lack of kits just putting such a short fuse on the round. And that round, it's actually Isaac to find the multi-kill too. I said so many of these scenarios have been individuals that have been massively, massively stepping up. Isaac's last shot there was just beautiful. It's like you're playing whack-a-mole, but the mole's got a gun. And he is quick to the trigger. Akor, you had to get a kill. What's going on? We were bigging him up in the pregame. We were like, this guy's the hard hitter. When he gets an orb, you gotta run and hide. And that actually he's been pretty crap. He's 0 and 6, but still a lot to be played. So maybe a chance for him to recover this one a little bit. In there, first contact. Art Frost, he's here by himself. He needs to be careful. Slips away. Oh, okay, nice little refrag. Returns the favor. Back into a 4-on-4.
Yeah, very short-lived man advantage right there. Not something that you want. You want to hold on to those for a long time. Look what it's left them. Completely vulnerable. They've stacked over towards B, and they've nailed it again. Gamer Legion. Perfectly reading this T side. And this is what we were talking about. We hyped up Acor coming into this series, but we also hyped up Shui quite a bit as well. His calling is impeccable. He's nailing the timing. He has the perfect read on his opponents here. And if there was ever a round that you could find a kill, it'd be in this sort of situation, Acor. So go maybe on a little bit of a hunt here. Try and get off that 0 mark. But to be honest, it's not even like he's been needed right now. He's still winning 9-1, and he's got no kills. How big of a relief is that for him?
Yeah, I guess so. It's almost lack of opportunity rather than anything else. Oh no, another disconnect. That's awkward. But yeah, it's going to be 9-1. Oh, he's right back in the server. Maybe we don't even need a timeout. 9 rounds, though. I said that turning point, it's really starting to slip away for Spirit Academy. Okay, they've still got the max loss bonus, so these 2 rifles saving and Baz having a bit of cash in the bank does mean that there will actually be a buy in the next. If they didn't save these 2 rifles, then we wouldn't see that. We'd see a half investment, but at least they have an opportunity to have another stab at it in the next. This is really, really slipping away from them. Frustration. Over commitments, over rotations. Plays on your mind. You start to make these brash decisions, right? When constantly you're being overrun, when constantly you're being played with, toyed with. Very easy as soon as you take contact on Banana to overcommit, send an extra man there, and you end up losing the round off of the back of it. A 50-50 gamble. They've rolled the dice. Gamer Legion look to just keep this up. Akor doesn't even want an AWP. He's got 6k in the bank, and he doesn't fancy it. He'll just keep riding this AK. He'll act as a support player. He's not had the frags, but he's still been present.
Yeah. Having some impact in the utility, and also just kind of sitting himself to cover angles to try and take space. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Again, the rest of his roster, either 9 at the very bottom or 11 at the very top, kills wise. So there are players that are filling the feed.
Yeah.
And hey, he has a CT side to look forward to as well. So oftentimes we'll give the oppers the benefit of the doubt on this map. T side, don't really expect too much. That CT side, that's where Acor's very likely to turn up.
Yeah, I agree. I'd say Inferno is probably the hardest map to warp on T side. This and maybe Vertigo.
Yeah.
Interesting approach to this one, though. Spirit Academy. Without as much util as they've had in the past, especially with the offensive util. You see there's no incendiaries left. They've not been fighting for this banana control. Donk's all by himself here on B. As the nades start to rain in, Gamer Legion have read it once again. They've spotted him moving into second oranges. They think a flash is coming, but he hasn't got one. There's no rotation flashes either. And as they clear it, they'll realize they're all alone. And 4v4, bomb will go down. And the retake, hot and heavy, but still a lot to be done. I think they're saving this. Sophic hasn't moved a muscle. I think they call this off
a lot
here.
of utility. No mollies to flush anyone out, right? They do have smokes for banana, but it's a massive crossfire here. That flank is activating so late. They're committing, but they're not so committed. Bombs past half ticked as well. They're just going to dive on in. I feel like this is going to be an absolute meat grinder of the round here. Post plant locked in. Isaac flushed out of position. Azima takes fights here. Beautiful headshots offered up from him. And again, that was never going to be a full commitment. Instead, it was Spirit Academy just half committing throughout that whole round.
Oh, okay. And he gets the kill. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, a bit of a superficial retake there. You can see Spirit Academy sort of taking those risks, taking those fights towards CT. But yeah, just by the fact that Sophic was so late on that flank, you could see that they weren't really committed to it, because if they were, he would have got a move on. 10-1 though, double digits already hit here by GAMERLEGION. We're only 11 rounds in. This is important. Spirit Academy, AWP in hand for Art Frost, rifles on the rest. Hell of a lot to be done here.
Acor does get his op out as well. So we'll see what he can do with it. Utility tossed in towards banana. Great counter flashes. That's just stunning right there. And Kiaz doesn't stop with only one. That's the sort of support we were talking about. Two supporting flashes right there from Acor, setting his teammates up for success even when he's having a tough game. That's really impressive. And Art Frost making a quick recovery, a quick rotation in, but he's only going to be able to chamber in one shot at a time, and not even a shot pulled off. Immediately sidelined as Zontix takes two back, and there's low HP as well. Beautiful HE sinks on in. Will that even encourage a retake? I don't think so, because Baz is stuck in pit, not moving a muscle.
Not again. Just frustrating, it's got to be. Be 11 for GAMERLEGION. This is already an amazing half. And it could still slip further in their favor. GAMERLEGION just rubbing their hands together. This is the thing with Inferno. You've got superstar fraggers that can find those opening picks and get you on a site, then sometimes that's all you need. Not quite sure why Kios goes down with the ship, but it doesn't really matter. They've got loads of money. What a fantastic start to our grand finals.
It's very much so textbook here from GAMERLEGION. Just like you said, they just have, I feel like in every round, one individual that's willing to be the hero. A lot of teams don't have, 4 separate players that can land 3K entries in a single map, and I feel like Shui's gotten one of them. Kia's in that last round just got it. MA's gotten it for sure on that A side. So it's crazy that they've had 3 different players get those entries here. As Kia's this time, not the same supporting flashes. They don't come through in time. A much quicker pace to this one from Spirit Academy. And Acor still struggling to connect. Maybe that one could have been costly right there. Could have done wonders for his team if he was able to land it. Instead, they all start to fall through the smoke.
Could be the start of better things to come here for Spirit Academy. They need to make sure they close this out, though. And okay, there's the likely penultimate nail in the coffin. Shui, 1v4. To be honest, I don't want to completely count him out of this. If there's anyone I'd want in this situation, it would be this man. He's an absolute mastermind of the game. But of course, can't take both. Beautiful headshot onto Sophic, but well played there from Spirit Academy, just to kind of solidify with that crossfire and say, well, he can take one of us, but he won't be able to kill both. So 2 rounds on the board here for Spirit Academy. Still a long way to go, an uphill climb, but it's a step in the right direction, right?
No question. Money was a problem here eventually. I mean, you can see we saw Kiaz go down to the bomb a couple rounds ago, and I wasn't sure if that was going to be a big deal. It wouldn't have been a big deal if they kept winning, but now that they lost a round, he's forced onto only a Tech 9 and has prioritized the utility a heavy bit behind that. So Art Frost, that molly didn't catch him. Oh, nice jiggle. Making sure to do his due diligence right there, not falling to that op. Very wise. Is Kiaz. Making sure to stay alive.
well-timed smoke stops Isaac from any kind of cheeky plays here towards brackets. Maybe a chance for Spirit Academy to retake this banana control. There we go. Deep smoke. Molly. Actually completely extinguished by it. Donk's going to try and pressure forward. Kios. Oh, punishes him for it. That was a bit of a bizarre one. Molly fell far too deep. Shui strips another head, and that's it. Looks like GAMERLEGION are right back to winning ways. Big mistake there from Spirit Academy.
Individuals just playing on peak form right there. Nice Tech 9 headshot, but Shui immediately punishing that re-aggression. They don't even get a chance to shoot back in some of these rounds, do they? That's how quickly those headshots roll on out. So Spirit Academy never getting 2 rounds in a row. Well, actually, maybe hold that thought for a quick second. Kind of counted them out already, but just now bomb goes down. A little bit delayed for my liking, but still looks like the same result is going to be true there. No more players going down. Some exits maybe. But GAMERLEGION surely to lock in 12. And Spirit Academy got to really make do with very little pieces on the CT side.
Morale's just got to be in the bin right now for Spirit Academy. I mean, they lost those 2 players on Banana ages ago, and these guys just haven't moved a muscle. Kind of expecting the round to be gone at that point. They found a couple of kills. They made it doable, but by that point, the bomb's already halfway ticked. And oh, it's awkward. 12-2, though. Yeah, I love that trade from Shu. It's just fantastic. As soon as that first point of contact was made, Kios was the only one that was spotted. So it's kind of a no-brainer. They had to go for that secondary swing for the trade. But Shu's there for the support. He's there to make sure Kios doesn't get overwhelmed while he's picking up that rifle. This could be 13 here for GAMERLEGION. Either way, to be perfectly honest, a 12-3, a 13-2 half, it doesn't make any difference, right? It's super one-sided. And a whole lot rides on the second half pistol round as to which way this goes.
Yeah, that's just it, right? You're happy either way. No question about it here. And looking for one last driving of the nail home, but Acor finally gets on the board. Finally with his first kills, and it's going to be a nasty double, making a triple. Acor out for vengeance. He's had enough. Tired of being on 0. He's won them their 13th as a little cherry on top of the sundae here. Anything else here? Maybe an ace? No. That was a little bit too ambitious there. As Kios right behind him, he will finish the job.
That would have been quite a statement, wouldn't it? Unbelievable stuff there from Acor. I was thinking, there's no way he ends it on 0 kills. No way he ends the half with nothing, but yeah, awesome stuff there. We're going to jump to a 2-minute break. We'll be back with the second half in just a moment, folks. Welcome back, everybody. An absolute blinder of a first half from GAMERLEGION. They have stolen the show here on Inferno. And given Team Spirit Academy perhaps a little bit of a reality check, signs that they are in fact mortal. And the odds have shifted massively because of it. Second half pistol worth its weight in gold here for Spirit Academy if they want any chance of coming back into this. And well, a 3-man defense over towards the B bomb site for GAMERLEGION leaves them quite vulnerable here on A, and that looks like the destination of choice here for the Spirit Academy squad. So a chance for them to claw their way back into this.
Dooley's up close. Is exactly where you like him. And the molly does go off, but
no.
Still he's firing away. Still more chances to find further damage, and he can't quite find it. Knives are out, but Isaac has his teammates back. Now, bomb is dropped in balcony, but it doesn't matter because it's a 1-on-5 for Donk. What on earth is going on?
Oh, wow.
GAMERLEGION look far too strong.
That is unbelievable. Cowboy mode for Isaac. just spamming away. The bomb went in first as well, so there wasn't even a chance to call that off. The bomb doesn't go in first. If that first kill, they can go after it. Maybe we kind of call this off a little bit. We take a step back. We reaggress. There's plenty of time on the clock, but they have to funnel in for that trade because the bomb's out on the balcony, and Isaac just fully blinded, lines them up. Bam, bam, bam. Cowboy mode all the way to the bank. 14-2. There's surely no chance now here for Team Spirit Academy. They're having to drop down to an eco so they can pull out some kind of buy in the next, but it will probably be for feel-good rounds. I don't think they're too confident in their ability to pull back 13 in a row for OT. Flawless one here from GAMERLEGION. That is unreal.
Quick and easy here. Could be map number 1. Again, I feel like Spirit Academy already setting their sights towards map 2. Maybe we've been past that point for a little while.
Yeah, you reckon?
And so I'm hoping we see some sort of fight back on Nuke. But again, came into this questioning either one of these teams' ability to bounce back here. They haven't been in a position where their back's against the wall. Might be extended by the fact that that's going to be a CT side start for GAMERLEGIONS as well. For Nuke. It's not like Nuke is a bad map for them either. Like you said here, I mean, neither one of these teams doing too much losing as of recent. So everyone has a high win rate. But included in that is GAMERLEGIONS Nuke.
And they love their CT side on it too. I'll be well happy to be starting with it. Bit of a bonus round here for GAMERLEGIONS. So a chance for Spirit Academy to maybe take a third. Whether or not they can snowball off of that's another question. But boost up into CT. Two-man defense once again here towards the B site. And a slow approach. Spirit Academy haven't made any noise whatsoever. This is going to be a bit of a nasty surprise when they start to funnel around the corner. Shuey plays anti, lets them cross. They don't expect him on the boost. Yes, they do. Sotfik takes care of him. And the MP9 has to be good for at least one here. He does. Finds a bit of time for a rotation, but this is going to be a tricky retake, especially if you've not got your gun out.
Yeah, couldn't really anticipate Dunk diving through a smoke like that. Has been a real silver lining, some of the shots that he's landed for his team. Even in their 2 rounds, their lonely 2 rounds, he has looked good. Which is promising here in the series. In the long run, you definitely want him firing on all cylinders. But I don't think it's going to change the fate here. That was a bonus round with 2 MP9s. They're going to have investments, I believe, again. I mean, they could play it safe and just save in this next round as well. They've got so much to work with here, so any decision really is the right one.
Yeah, they've got enough rounds to play with to take risks, haven't they? So they could absolutely go for a buy around this. Interesting that Donk and Artfrost, despite the fact that they are 15-3 down, don't actually have much of a kill disparity between them and their opponents. It's a bit of an interesting one. Shows that they are still sort of finding those frags, but so often left in those situations where, yeah, they're forced to try and retake a site that's just already too far gone. Force Spike does come in. Only contingency is Kios is down to a FAMAS, but no AWP on the other side, so nothing to really worry about there. As the nades start to rain over, that's really good damage.
Excellent damage to kick things off. Donk put on notice early on. Catching some flack. Locked behind a smoke at the moment. What do they have stored up here? Shuey getting tossed a little bit of utility. Might just jiggle CT spawn until he gets some contact, then get that smoke down. Try and buy as much time as possible for GAMERLEGION early on before they finally start dispensing that utility. Again, excellent counter utility tossed in towards middle. Molly will keep him at bay. And GAMERLEGION's hand just yet hasn't really been forced. Again, this spotting of CT spawn here is going to buy as much time as possible before they have to dispense that utility towards B, and that's going to be such an asset. There's the contact being taken though, and there's Shuey forced off. He actually takes a lot of damage for it. So that's a good start.
On 6. Ooh. Little bit of tag damage. Smoke comes in, buys a bit of space and a bit of time for Accord to come and support. and she allows him to get out of there. Knows that if another HE or a molly comes his way, and he's dead to rights. Big kill from Akor. Nice read. Now they're going to funnel up short. Imir's nade. Oh, not very well timed at all. Isaac now called upon. Akor's delivering, though. This might just be a shutdown. Isaac's barely needed. Good for one. 10 seconds left. Baz has to grab this bomb, plant it, and fend off 3 defenders that want to try and stop him. Fakes it, takes the first, isolates this into a 2-on-1, but has to commit to the plant second time around. And Keels will be able to finish off the job. 16-3, GAMERLEGION. It doesn't get a lot more convincing than that.
Get a taste of their own medicine right there. Does Spirit Academy 16-3ing iNation right there, but now they get it right on back on GAMERLEGION's map pick, and that is really scary start for them. GAMERLEGION again coming off the back of this. They've had no hiccups in the recent weeks, right? We saw a little hiccup there for Spirit Academy a couple days ago, and that was a bit shocking, but that hasn't been the same case for GAMERLEGION. They're coming into this one, you know, not missing a beat as well, and proving that they're hungry to close this one out.
Absolutely the case. That's going to wrap up map 1, and we've only been here for about 30 minutes. Quite surprising. We're going to jump to a 10-minute break, folks. When we return, we'll be back with map number 2 of this series to see if GAMERLEGION can close it out in a 2-0 fashion, or whether Spirit Academy are going to keep us going, bring us to a third, and keep themselves afloat. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment.
A very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move. One push. One touch. One love. One click. One XBet.
Win up to $1 million with your CSGO esports predictions. Simply guess the kill scores of the 10 players in a CSGO match. The more you guess correctly, the bigger the prize. You'll need at least 2 correct predictions to win a prize. Guess all 10 correct and win $1 million. Experience the exciting new way to add a little prosperity when watching esports tournaments. And register now to receive a free entry ticket upon sign-up. Predict kills, win millions, prosper.
Are you sick of just opening gates? The hunger for glory feeds the desire, the courage to look for a challenge, to feed your ambitions. To reach for greatness. To become the champion of champions.
Welcome back, everybody, to the grand finals of the CCT West Europe tournament. Of course, I'm MJ, and I'm still joined by Xnut. We just saw an absolutely mental first map in which GAMERLEGION took down Spirit Academy 16-3. Now, it was their map pick, so you expect them to maybe take it their way. Maybe not in the fashion that we saw, though. Nuke up next. What do you think's up for us?
I mean, I better see some tricks up their sleeves there in Spirit Academy, but they're picking into Nuke. Again, they had a dominant Vertigo just earlier versus iNation. I was anticipating a Vertigo pick in this veto, so I don't think it's too bad of a pick here going into Nuke, but you are going to be starting off on that T side, and that could be a bit of a problem here, especially if you don't have anything going for you in that first map, right? They don't have any momentum, nothing really to ride on here for them in this series, and so they better make sure that these T sides are well defined and that they have a little bit of success in this first half.
Yeah, of course, Nuke, a map that plays out very differently, has a very different dynamic to Inferno. Spirit Academy recently have taken some really, really strong wins against some pretty strong teams here on Nuke. Fairly convincing, 69 against 500, and then a couple of Academy matches back in December, a win against Monty, which is a pretty big one as well, 16-9 over there. So, yeah, they're really good on Nuke. They actually beat Into the Breach just the other day as well on it, just about a week and a half ago. So, yeah, fantastic on this map. They do statistically ever so slightly favor their T side, but I think that's down to the fact that they often pick into it, and therefore that number's a little bit skewed because they win these maps, they win them convincingly, so they're winning the majority of the rounds on their T side because they started on their T side. Unless we go in the full 30 rounds, that's always going to be the case. And not very many of their matches have gone the full 30 rounds. In fact, only one of them has. But of course, for GAMERLEGION, they're good on Nuke as well. This is why it's a little bit of an interesting pick. GAMERLEGION are comfortable with it. They're very comfortable with their CT side as well. And if they can keep this momentum that they had from Inferno, keep that morale high, and get off to a solid start, I think they could really, really start to snowball. And I think for Spirit Academy, it could be very difficult to kind of mentally recover. They've had, what, 6-7 minutes to go and splash some water on their face, right? And get ready for this next map. I don't know if that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, that's about all they had time for, right? They had to get a little bit waking up, but we'll be hopping into map number 2 here very soon. We do have Nuke waiting in the wings, and it's going to be very exciting to see if these guys can bounce back. Because again, these guys have not been put on the back foot since the start of this tournament when they lost to Eyeballers. Since then, they did not look back. They have continued to dominate throughout every series. Well, now they're on the back foot here, and they got to figure out a way to bounce back. Well, a headshot onto Kiaz is certainly a way to do so right there. Is a rush ramp as quick as can be.
Eos in a bit of trouble, sticks around as well, wants to take at least one to the grave with him before he drops. Can't do so, but buys a bit of time for his teammates on the rotations. Akor with a big headshot. Shui follows up with one of his own, and his teammates just go stellar. Baz left all by himself. And whilst he has found one, the bomb's in no man's land. They're closing in. You've got to be careful not to take the shots by yourself. But there it is. Isaac doesn't take a fight without his teammates there to support him. And it's one on the board for Gamer Legion. It's exactly what I was saying. This is how things get a little bit out of control. Gamer Legion get off to a good start. No bomb plant for Spirit Academy means no money to force into this round. And Gamer Legion can just start to build up that confidence again.
Kind of saw things going in Spirit Academy's way as well before the pullback, before the very rapid adjustment was made from Gamer Legions. Everyone was down towards that lower site before Spirit Academy were able to take any space. Such a key detail here. No force by coming through in round 2. Only Art Frost investing a little bit into the deal. Oh my god.
Oh. Okay.
That could be huge.
Yeah, he's going to be a bit of a spanner in the works. I mean, it's a full eco, so I can't imagine Sotfik's going to be able to do too much with it, but he should be good for at least 1 kill here in there. Oh, okay, maybe
god.
2. Go on, knife him, get a bit of money. Got his back to 3.
This into a multi-kill.
Oh,
no.
no.
My goodness.
This is ridiculous. Okay, well, there's one. That'll do. I think they're all a bit confused.
There's a trade, but they also found a kill elsewhere, so this isn't completely out of the picture here. They're walking into a bit of a nasty little crossfire, though, and things do start to stabilize. Still a lot of fear was in the air for Gamer Legion as Isaac recovers with 2 and only 1 more to find. Donk on the Deagle. He can be deadly. They're giving him fights here as well, but eventually he will fall, and they do stabilize big time.
Yeah, all things considered, not terrible. 2 kills on a full eco round, but it's got rid of those SMGs. Now Gamer Legion have got all of the rifles once again to work with. Spirit Academy call a little bit of a pause. It gives us a chance to talk about that pistol round. I actually really like Kiel's role. I absolutely agree. As soon as they dinked him and started pressuring forward, I thought Spirit Academy would be able to take control of that B site and take the round as well. But Kiel's, even though it feels like he has no real impact, he doesn't get a kill and he just dies there, he plays such a key role. He's a pawn in that situation where for him, it's all just about trying to stay alive for as long as he can, for his teammates to get down to that lower site and see when his time comes and he knows that he kind of has to hold down the ship to try and take one down with him. And whilst he's not able to do that, the fact that he takes that dink and he's able to fall back to the B ramp and stay alive for just a few more seconds means that as soon as they do end up overwhelming Kios, they can't get that bomb down. There's already players in control. There's already someone swinging out the double doors and they don't have a shot in hell. 2-0. Rifles out for everybody. No AWPs in play. It's M4s and AKs. We'll see if Spirit Academy can bite back here.
Calling a timeout much earlier, we saw in that last semifinal that they were playing that they waited until the second overtime to call their first timeout. And actually led to a lot of success. Well, this time I think they're trying not to dig themselves into a hole just yet in this second map. They know that they need to get those out as soon as possible. Try and stabilize just a little bit. Shui, though, opens up proceedings, making sure that that's not a possibility in the early stages. And Kiel's going to be tested soon towards ramp. He has the molly down right now, but he's committed towards this fight.
Ooh. Okay, nice headshot. Brings the numbers back to even. Zakor spotted Sophic. Deploys a little nade, only does a tickle of damage, but already down to the B site. Spirit Academy should at least be able to get a bomb plant here, unless Shui has something to say about it. In control. So much space to work with. If they try and go for an open plant, he'll certainly stop it. That's not going to be the case. He should be good for at least one. No, he's given away his position. Oh, no.
Going to be a very difficult retake here. Ramp control is maintained. Late flank activating And you might actually need to see Solfix make a move on in if he wants to help out his team. He could be arriving onto the scene a little bit too late. He's starting to run, starting to move quickly, and none of the numbers have dropped. They're able to stay alive here. Finally, Sontic's able to find a couple of kills. Enough for Sophic to fully flank, and Isaac has nothing that he can say about this round. He went for a couple of spam kills there. No luck. He's going to call it. And what an excellent recovery that was for Spirit Academy. Down in the 4v5. They take some initiative over towards that ramp fight. And honestly, a big fight given from Kios right there. It allows them to scale up far too quickly. Much quicker than Gamer Legion expected. Much quicker than that pistol even. Because Kios, he wasn't there to buy time like he did in that pistol.
Absolutely, yeah. A bit of a shame there for Gamer Legion too. Timing just gets the better of Shui. He was in such a fantastic position where he had a freebie. He had at least one kill. Instead, he sort of bottles it a little bit. As I say, the timing, they just get across to that site before he gets on the angle. They call a quick timeout here. Firstly, to sort of work out what went wrong there and how to plug the hole. But secondly, to evaluate the economy. They got off to a good start. They took 2 on the trot. They had minimal casualties. But now, well, they're in a bit of trouble. A couple of Deagles, 2 M4s, an MP9. Yeah, perhaps not a lot to come into this. We'll see.
Going for a big risk here. Off the back of a timeout of their own. So I'll start to see some of the shots that Spirit Academy have been landing all throughout the playoffs, though, right there in that last round. Just beautiful entry kills that you can't really say a lot about. A lot of damage being converted, though. And already down towards Secret, a couple of players lining in. No one on rotation here for the CT side. So they're going to be delayed. It doesn't seem like they're too wise to the fact that they've already made their positions deep in towards the site. Looks like there's a little one-way behind that smoke. But now the utilities dispersed. Flashman comes in. Kios, there's no escaping that. He actually does find a kill. Not all that bad, actually. And Acor looks to hold the line with the Deagle. Repeaking into these 2 AKs. It could be certain death. He just goes for the spam. Risky business. But they're already down that lower bomb site here. My question is, how much can they really get away with on this retake? Shui swings out wide. He converts the kill. That's going to cause some complications. They've lost single door control. One player very low in donk. Sophic looking to isolate these fights here. Exposing himself to those Art Frost. Another kill comes through. Eventually, head on a soul. Sophic needs to find them all, but no, he gets overrun. Trades eventually come through, and Gamer Legion robbed that round away.
Sophic has a hell of a crack at it, but fully blinded, can't take out the third man. That's just ridiculous. I can't help but feel that Zontix gets a little too big for his boots there. He ventures a little too far, wanting to take those fights towards the vents, and it felt unnecessary. Gets overwhelmed by the pistol, gives up a rifle. So on the retake, Gamer Legion have a whole lot more firepower than they started with. Doesn't work out for Spirit Academy at all. And once again, we see this recurring theme of what we saw on Inferno. They are not able to string 2 rounds together. They can pick off one here and there from some kind of pocket strat, something a little speedier that works their way. But the consistency, it's not shining through. Awkward buy here for Spirit Academy. 1 Deagle, Galileo, everybody else with some decent tools to work with. Art Frost, no util. On the other side of things, a slight contingency in that Kios is down to a FAMAS, but other than that, not too much of an issue. Akkor's AWP looking to go big. He had a really slow start in that first map, but really picked it up towards the end. Oh, I thought that was Shui's kill for a second there.
Yeah, I thought that was as well. Said Acor taking fights all throughout the map here. He just continues to hunt. Probably the confidence building up. If we didn't see it on the T side of Inferno, right, I think we should surely see it on the CT side of Nuke. Because that's where Oppers are going to thrive, on the CT side here. It's a real test to how your fundamentals are. If you're able to wield this up, if you're able to be constantly in the enemy's face, finding opening picks like Acor just did in this round, that's a really good sign for Gamer Legion. And that's what Acor brings. He's going to bring that heavy rotation op style that can get the job done.
Man advantage already. With only 30 seconds on this clock, it seems like Team Spirit need to get a move on. The bomb is over towards Garage. Really in a position to get a plant down with no control over towards this A site either. They certainly could be in trouble. Fontic's position known. Emir shuts down the flank outside. And yeah, with the bomb down, that's it. Round over. Fontix needs to just throw himself at this as well. Afros can absolutely justify staying alive with this AWP, but this Deagle does not want to be dying after time. And there it is. Yeah, Artfrost will carry across this sniper, but they won't have enough money to buy around it. So it does polarize this economy somewhat as Gamerlegion take a fourth.
Yeah, they even get off that one little FAMAS that they had there and grab another AK to boot. 3 AKs and A1S and op. That's dreamy for the CT side. And like you said, Artfrost definitely making a good case to save there and a 1v5, but truly not much else behind it. Gonna have a couple pistol upgrades here or there. And like I said, Spirit Academy, I don't know how much they could afford to get off to a slow start in this map, right? They need to come through with some energy.
There's pistols around this AWP. Artfrost looking to be the first point of contact. Entry in. He gets his toes tickled, but he won't be taken out. At least they've got a bit of info. Kios, I like this angle. Don't overstep, though. The AWP's going to be ready for you. Boosting over the top, thinking it's going to be a deep angle. Instead, the flash goes too deep. Kios taken out. And they found another rifle to work with. Gives them a little bit more equity in this round.
Excellent smoke from Acor. Actually, he's going to void off this ramp control that they just fought for. That's a very good pick. You'll definitely take that, but in terms of recovering this round, Acor, he's done a great job of doing so. He's going to really stick his nose out a little bit deeper, trying to establish further control here. Meanwhile, the rest of Spirit Academy making their moves on in towards this outer yard. Again, time is going to be a factor here, but these guys are pretty good at keeping their composure when time is running low, so we'll see if they can do that here and now. There's that op singing from Acor. And now the Glock's trying to run in through Mini. Should be easy pickings for Isaac, and it is. 2 kills come through. Off angle is about as wide as can be from MA and Artfrost. Probably going to save here another Jame time, as the rest of his roster, if he does save, is going to buy behind him.
Just feels like over and over again he's stuck in these impossible clutch situations with this AWP. He's just got to tuck his tail and go and save it, and I guess that's fine short term, but they do need to start putting some rounds on the board. Five to 1, Gamerlegion snowballing again as they start to pick up momentum. Much harder to stop it. These odds stacking massively in their favor, and they certainly didn't start off like that. This is not the way we expected the grand finals to go. Spirit Academy, they've still got a lot of fight left in them, but they need to start to show it.
Trying to get his way as quick as possible down secret. Zontix. Heard the reload there. Yeah, making a lot of noise, my friend, and he takes a lot of damage for it. Meanwhile, the rest of the roster here trying to move their way down secret. But look who's going to be up against him. Acor with his up. He does fall off in towards a more passive position, which is really interesting, but Isaac's going to join in rotation here. Might have a good little thing going for him. Swing comes on through. Missed shot. There's Donk's entry. That's what we needed. A whole lot more of that for Team Spirit Academy, but look at the crossfire that they run into. Kiels and Isaac just farm them up. And Baz and Zontix, we know that one was already low. The second finished off, and it's so clean for Gamerlegions.
Back down to another one of these situations. It feels like Spirit Academy have found themselves in this cycle where it's force by, fall by. They've got that max loss bonus, so they can continue to fully invest after just some pistol rounds like this. So we'll see them call a tactical pause here. I reckon we'll probably see Tech9 and Deagles in this one here. But for GAMERLEGION, this is likely going to be a 7th, and we find ourselves at the crossroads again. The situation where either they pick up a few more and they end up really, really stealing the show in this first half, or Spirit Academy start to claw things back. But so far, they've shown really no signs of life. A few of these rounds have come close. Bearing in mind it's 6-1, you would expect the money to be a little stronger for GAMERLEGION, perhaps. They've still got enough to fall back on. Another pause comes in for Spirit Academy. They've got 1 left, and we're only 8 rounds. Well, we're not even 8 rounds in. We're 7 rounds in. Kind of insane. But I think they realise the importance of having to fix the issues and get back to winning ways now. There's no point in saving it until the end of the game, because that's going to be too late.
Yeah, he definitely ran into that problem last map. I mean, I don't even know if he saw many timeouts. We saw a couple tech timeouts come through because they were disconnecting now and again, but in terms of like just straight tack timeouts, we didn't see it all that often. I think Spirit kind of knew they needed to set their sights towards this map here, and again, I said they better come through with some energy in this map if they wanted to get the job done. Well, so far, they're only stuck on 1, and Acor plucks him out of the server. He started to heat up big time in this map.
He certainly has. Putting this AWP to really good use and just having that outside position on lockdown. Baz does find himself a nice trade. Emma doesn't go for the spam down the vents, but Kioz is hearing all of this information. The doors are open, which is alarm bells, to say the least. But he's got himself in a great spot to deny this plant if they try and come out. There it is. Contact made. Kill, a little messy, but he'll find it. Up Frost. That one was clean.
Oh, it was actually Shuey.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
of
he
course.
gets plucked out. I thought it was Kio's as well. I was like, that second kill was much better than the first, but he does finish the job with a Sophic. And it's up to 7-1 now. Timeout doesn't really net them too much there other than a kill and some change. 7-1. The investment's back out. Spirit Academy, they seem to be stalling. They seem to be in free fall here, and they need that to change ASAP.
Well, another AWP on Art Frost previously. It's not like he's been missing his shots or anything. We've just seen a huge lack of opportunity so many times. His teammates have been taken out. He's found himself left in an impossible clutch situation, and one that he has to save in. Shuey getting aggressive, brilliant support flash. They're blinded. His timing's off, but he has done a load of damage. Baz with a really unfortunate team kill as well. Actually trades things out, puts it into a 4-on-4. And even though Shuey doesn't find a kill, he sponged him up nicely. Makes these M4s pretty deadly to a headshot. Minute 15 on this clock. Spirit Academy need to find a new avenue of approach. And as they work their way round to ramp, there's actually a bit of a stack in place. A good crossfire.
Shots off here, but it's a bait and switch. Oh, and MA again showing up in the server. And like you said, all the softened HP bars here, it makes the job so much easier for him to get the clean kills. And it might have been that early exchange towards the outer yard to open things up. You're seeing some promise from Spirit Academy. But how quickly does it fold?
And that's got to be so frustrating to get the team kill in that scenario too.
Yeah.
Feels like the first time in a while that they've had a man advantage that goes untraded. And, well, maybe they don't like it. Maybe it's unfamiliar. They have to trade it themselves. I'm just kidding, of course. But that's awkward. That's really awkward. Sophic hasn't bought anything. So a bit of a weird one here. A half buy. They're keeping some cash in the bank. But Donk's gone for the hero AK. Sophic's gone for literally nothing. This feels a bit disjointed. This feels like maybe a bit of a breakdown of communication.
Yeah, frustration seeping in, it seems, right? Donk, usually not a player that is left stalled out at 3 kills, 10 rounds deep into a game, but he really hasn't had many chances. So he's trying to take those chances here. He's trying to manufacture opportunities for his team. And that frustration, it can be very punishing if it gets you're caught in a trend of always disjointing your purchases. And how do you get past Acor here as your first line of defense? They were able to do it one time. Will Donk be able to replicate?
Oh, I'm not sure how I feel about this position from Acor. It feels very aggressive for a round that they don't have much to work with. But at this point, I think GamerLegion think that their opponents are on a buy, shooting the big opening. Now they meet the Pistols. They realize that that's not the case. And Kios is just going to mow them down. No Kevlar. Leaves no trouble for the CTs. Artfrost does pick himself up an AK, but as soon as he takes the tag, his crosshair goes sky high and he can't control that spray. 9-1, GamerLegion. They've hit the benchmark of a very good half. And there's still 5 rounds left to be played.
I don't see a world where things shift either, do you? Like, we've seen opening picks for Spirit Academy. We've seen, you know, certain ways where they're taking good space, good initiative, and still it falls flat. So it's these mid rounds where they just walk into these traps constantly. Nice angle. Oh, Batonk. Going to take care of Acor right there. And again, as I said, opening pick goes their way. How are they going to play around this?
That's good from Donk. Saw him jump up. I really do think that Spirit Academy will have more success on their CT side, but the important thing is to leave themselves a CT side to play with. At the moment, they're allowing GamerLegion so close to the finish line that the pistol round could be the be-all, end-all. An advantage in this one, though, certainly gives them a fighting chance. Keel's creeping around the corner, spots the arm, brings the numbers back to evens, and no one's there to support Sotvic. Again, he's just by himself, completely untradeable. Still doing God's work. Zontic caught off. Keon's using this up like a shotgun, but surely falls to the spam. There it is, but a 2-on-2. This is still doable.
Isaac needs to isolate these fights, and no, he gets overrun. Shui is rotated towards that lower bomb site, towards Secret here, and that Molly's gonna force him to wait a little while longer. Full belt of utility and plenty of cash to go around. Go ahead and give it a shot. But flying up the fence is his first little hope. Missed stop shot there, but the crossfire. Baz quick with the trade. We'll get the job done, and finally Spirit Academy able to capitalize, but it comes down to the wire. It comes down to a 1v1.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. And costly here for the T side too. They're not going to be on the best of buys, having lost 4 members in that last. That AWP was retrieved right at the end, so Artfrost can wield it once again. You saw really awkward. We saw it from a cool camera angle. The suppressor poking right through the vent there, so maybe alerted a little sooner than he should have been. Misses the shot regardless. Spirit Academy back into this with a scrappy investment for GamerLegion. All the tools still on their belts. Donk flies out in there. Good for one. Isaac there as well, but the trades are solid. So 3-on-3 once again.
3-on-3. Very workable. We saw a little bit of hesitancy come through from Kiao's not fully committing himself, instead waiting for the utilities, waiting for his teammates' support before he actually dives on in for this retake here. And maybe for the best of reasons. They're trying to isolate around these angles here. It might be tricky.
Oh, wow.
He still finds 2. It's a good thing he was able to stay alive because he's doing it all right now. But now it's up to Bass to close things out. He gets a 1v2 to keep his teammates going, to keep the round count rising here.
Oh, it's brutal. So well played from Keels. Unfortunately for Akor, there was no rifles lying around. If there was an AK or an M4 on the floor, he would absolutely swap out there and probably make that round his. But yeah, AWP sat in the smoke trying to support his teammate. It's not the right weapon for the job. But there wasn't a lot he could do about it in that situation. Still, plenty of cash for an investment here for GamerLegion. But if they lose this round, they'll go into the 14th with no money. So there will be a chance for Spirit Academy to claw back 5, maybe even 6. Fast play through the molly. Artfrost hungry for an opening pick, and he'll find it. A new lease on life, a breath of fresh air for the Orba.
Not a bad trade from Donkey either. Saw that gap in the smoke. Oh, and further success. Sontic's all the way out towards A. There's a player that's pushed in towards lobby. MA looking to be a thorn on their side. Not spotting him out in the smoke there. That's bomb dropped. A little bit of complication setting in. Again, he's getting flanked though. And yeah, all they have to do is wait. Easy frag for Zontix. No worries there. Last Warriors player up the vents here. I don't know if Acor wants to stick his head out one more time. Certain death lies around the corner. Every facet is dangerous now. As Art Frost right behind him. Distractions. Art Frost gonna walk into his crosshair here.
Take the back. Big kill from Acor.
No way.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Well, still an expensive round, I guess, for Spirit Academy. The reinvestments will come through in the 14th, but should be a freebie here for them anyway. So at least 10-5 by the looks of things, which is a good recovery. I said that I expected their CT side to be better, but they needed to leave themselves with the CT side to be played. Now, these last few rounds have been far from convincing. They've come very, very close consistently, these 3v3, 2v2 scenarios. But the fact that they've got it over the finish line is the only important thing. Give yourself rounds to play with in your defense. 9-4, just pistols would be disastrous if GAMERLEGION could cause an upset here, but I think it's unlikely.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be doing too much here. They do have a nice little stack, and they're starting to find some kills.
Oh, wow.
Again, finds himself a massive multi-kill, and numbers continue to drop. Op's been picked up from Acor. Low HP for Zontix, but he's not covering the right angle right there. Didn't realize one was still on his right. Acor locked between the smoke, the fake on the stick, but look at Acor's timing. Good surface now out. He has been able to slip the gap. Oh, but he just misses it. So you want to continue to try and surface another fake. And now he's been able to sneak his way on out here, but can't land the adjustment. Sophic will put an end to that. It was a nice attempt, but no cigar.
Wow. Yeah, still pretty incredible, to be honest. All things considered, they just have pistols. It come down to a 2-on-1 and a very winnable 2-on-1 as well. Acor was millimeters away from connecting that shot. I love the fact that he calls his bluff on the first tap as well. Reading him like a book, making the attacker think maybe he's wrapped around to Squeaky. Maybe I can commit to this plant. That's not the case at all. Really, really clean stuff. Almost merits them around. A quick timeout here for GAMERLEGION. Talk things over before going into the last round of this half. Knowing that double digits is quite important for them here to stay in control of this one. They're in the driver's seat. They don't want to lose that position. That confidence, that morale high, especially if they can win the second half pistol round. I think they'll be well on their way to success.
Yeah, they can quickly get their heads back in this one. They're walking through the rest of this half with a little bit of momentum favoring them. That's a big deal. Still got a lot of the individuals showing up here on GAMERLEGION, so it's not like they're over the hill on that just yet. Isaac. Looking for as many fights as you can give him. Gaps around the smoke. This is looking like a fast A play here, waiting for that utility. Doesn't get the molly off, instead just takes the fight straight up and looks for a second, but held off at just one kill. Some change on the damage. Still looks like they want to head in towards A. They're just waiting out the utility here. Waiting for their time to pounce. That smoke has faded away. Attention's turning from Isaac. Different direction. As the utility continues to bomb on in here. No kills come through from Isaac. And Acor caught in no man's land. Can't even pop a shot off there. Trying to dodge the flashes. Chewy somehow lands a headshot. But that's not enough. It's looking like they're going to close things out with 5 rounds in a row. Sophic has coverage. Kios, no kit. He has to run on in. He has to make a move. He knows that likely certain death lies around the corner, and that's what it is. 9-6 half here. A little bit closer than anticipated for Spirit Academy. We'll see if they can make it closer in this second half.
Welcome back, everybody. Second half to come our way. GAMERLEGION got off to a commanding lead, but things started to slow down towards the end. And whilst they've still got a 3-round gap, they need to work hard to keep it. Pistol round to commence, and it looks like they're going to go for something a little faster towards the A site, perhaps. All stacked up in lobby, ready to take contact. There it is. Baz spotted on the rafters. He's quite alone and vulnerable here on the A site.
Yeah, left him on a little bit of an island here. He's getting some good info, but I think he's going to play more passive now that the utility's striking in. Oh, a reroute here that I didn't even anticipate. Down the vents. And up against the long-range duels of the pistols, Zontix is firing away on all cylinders. No trade for him either. He's still alive with 3 kills in the round. Shui left to shrug his shoulders as he gets overrun as well. One man from Spirit Academy is enough to hold off on that B side. That's beautiful from him.
A big kill from Art Frost. They are not fussed at all. Spirit Academy starting to get a bit of momentum. That's what's important here. Still, of course, a fair way to come. But no bomb plant for GAMERLEGION means no money. So a full eco. Spirit Academy should be able to make this 8. And then they'll be playing the buy round to tie things up. Now, 2 SMGs in play. A FAMAS means possible bonus round to come in the future. We'll see if GAMERLEGION can do any kind of damage here.
Looks like they can get some sort of sneaky smoke play with the Glock. I don't know how much is done in Zontix. Not hungry, not hunting in the same fashion in which GAMERLEGION did on a round like this. He's going to take a more passive approach. Calling in for Art Frost to find some kills as well. This might line up really good. If Art Frost can find a kill or 2, that would be massive here. And he finds 3. Doesn't go down either. And the reason you want as many kills on him as possible is now he has 7.5k. He's buying an op easy in this next round if he wants to.
He's in a good position to do so. There it is. Orb comes out, so could have a big impact with it. Still a couple of SMGs, but actually on the other side of things, Keels has got one for himself. Now, it's a bit of a weird situation. It's out of choice. He had plenty of money to go for a premium rifle. He opts against it. So I guess we're going to see something a little faster from him here.
Looks like it.
Yeah, here we go. Fast play into ramp. He's the sacrificial lamb, but it seems like that sacrifice doesn't do a whole lot because they all crumble. And Emma doesn't know what's hit him. He's left in a 1-on-5.
Well, that's the round. And it's done within seconds. It's not too atypical for a call like that to come on through from Shui. He likes his fast-paced rounds. Can go very quickly. Calls up a off the spawn play. But right there again, man, one man separates them from their goal, and it's Zontix again, who just denies access on towards ramp. He denied access towards B that round on the pistol. Starting to farm up a nice storm here. Art Frost misses, but doesn't get punished.
Scoreline tied up 9-9. Emma had a chance to maybe do a little more damage, and in a scenario like that, it is quite valuable, right? It's early stages of the second half, and on the CT side, those reinvestments are quite expensive. So you can strip away those AKs, then you'll certainly be happier. We go into the next round with perhaps a little more confidence. Weapons out. GAMERLEGION know that they've got a loss bonus coming their way, so they can't justify buying down to the 1500 mark. So some Tech 9, some Kevlar, Kios on a Galil, of course saving a bit of extra money, so only on the P250. He wants an AWP in the next. The damage is really the game plan here. A bomb plant would be the jackpot. Big old gap in that smoke, though. In fact, the second one never even turned up, so they're not going to commit to any kind of cross. I mean, just stagnate here at a minute 30.
See what they can get done here. So far, Spirit Academy coming into this one looking like a bit of a new team. When that scoreline was 9-1, I wasn't sure if it was going to show. I thought we were just going to see them collapse. The young guns here, but they've shown life. Well, not anymore for Sophic, although the spray from Baz is very good. He's going to start to recover that round. Acor comes through the trade, and the Up in Heaven's using the pistol, but now Acor's left on an island here. No support, no teammates. Spirit Academy, add another one to the tally.
Yeah, a bit of damage is dealt, but probably not enough. A couple of these players encroaching on 5 figures here. The Spirit Academy have taken the lead. They've hit double digits. Gamer Legion with enough cash. I thought Akor was saving money for an AWP. Instead, he actually goes for the rifle and just keeps a buffer behind him. Okay. Interesting stuff. We'll see what changes in this one. Gamer Legion have really struggled to find any kind of space here on their T side. They've only util damage, but nothing too substantial. Clearing out the close angles outside because there's a wall of smokes. Do what they want. Got loads and loads of leg room. They have to build something off of that. Minute 25, yet to take any contact.
First time we've seen a lot of priority put from Gamer Legion towards this outer yard, and you can see it's met with appropriate reactions from Spirit Academy. One's already rotated in towards that lower bomb site, but actually the lobby crunch is what's most interesting. You can see them start to take some initiative, but not fully commit to it. 2 players inside the hut, continuing to flank. There's Baz. Opening up, there's Art Frost coupling. And that is such a perfect reaction here. Now tapping away, Dunk needs to land some kills, and at least one, that should suffice. He takes 2 down though. And they're getting read like a book now. Spirit Academy, they have their number.
Big kill from Akor. I don't think it's going to merit him much more. It's just a consolidation prize in all of this. Spirit Academy really starting to steal the show here on Nuke and show us why they picked into it. There was definitely question marks, right, when they were 8-9-1 down. I think, why the hell have they picked this map? They don't seem very confident on it at all, but CT side seems to be rock solid. I think the confidence was there that as long as they managed to get onto it with a few rounds to play with, a slight margin for error, they didn't need much. Pistols out again here for Gamer Legion. Max loss bonus rolling in their favour, so they'll be on a full buy in the next regardless. I thought maybe we'd see something there, but that's not really the case. Still just stagnated in lobby.
Looks like they're going for a slightly delayed approach here towards that execute. Trying to get them spread out. So far, a 1-for-1 there. Eventually Baz comes through. Baz has been very effective at landing some multi-kills. And he's dancing around the smoke. Acor lands a blinding headshot though. And Chewy was in the back lines. This would be a miraculous clutch if he is able to grab it. Needs a 1v2. Has some utility, has armor, has an op. 2 bullets left in the chamber. 2 players left. Still trying to dance around these angles here. Oh, and they're scaling up too quickly. They're chasing him down. Chewy. He doesn't even get an opportunity to pop a shot off right there. Great play. Great double up right there from Donk and Sontix.
What a 3-round gap. Buyout again. Come on, Akor. Get an AWP. There it is. Could this be the turning point? Could this be the turning point, Exner? Could this be the time where he comes in, he gets a crazy ace, and we're like, whoa, now he's been activated? I hope so. I'd love to see it. Art Frost has had too much control, too much free reign of this sniper without anyone to test him. Akor takes a little bit of damage early on, but Keel's up on top of the silo. Should be there to support him. Find this first. Oh, no, Keel's drops. Oh my goodness, Donk, that's ridiculous.
Dude. This is much more like it. Beautiful work being done. Systematic dismantling of the T side. And at least 1 kill comes back a reprieve, but my God. Spirit Academy coming into this one, looking like a whole other team.
It's Isaac
But-
again. You know,
Liking the
constantly
fights
finding
that Donk are
themselves.
taking.
Oh yeah, Donk's been ridiculous. Donk's been so confident to take these just obscene duels. Those kind of scenarios, fighting back garage and peeking into silos, a big risk, right? But he
Yeah.
finds that opening headshot, then knowing that there's an AWPer outside, and he's just happy to wide swing him, strip another head. That confidence really, really flowing right now, and you can see it resonating throughout the server. You can see it resonating throughout that CT side. Look at how many rounds they've taken in a row. 12 rounds in a row. After being 9-1 down, they've completely stolen this map. GamerLegion, yeah, no surprise. Call a timeout. You need it.
And doing so as well, I gotta say that the 9 rounds that GamerLegion's found, a lot of them were really clean. A lot of them were good reads, good work being done by them. But sometimes you let off the gas and all of a sudden you can never start to accelerate again. You can never rebuild. And that's kind of the trap that they've fallen into right now. They gave them one in Spirit Academy. That's all they needed was one round to revitalize them, to build them back into this game. Got themselves 5 in a row on that T side. It brought that same momentum into the second half. Zontix on that pistol. And first gun round, doing excellent work at shutting them down.
Well, another scrappy buy here for GamerLegion. By the looks of things, they'll be fighting for the win once their opponents are on 14, unless they can cause an upset here. Donk doing further damage, just spams through the squeaky door. They shouldn't do too much. Re-smoke will keep them at bay, though. Oh, such a good read.
Crucial headshot right there. Isaac trying to dive out of this one. They're walking into a meat grinder here. They're walking into the crossfire. Spirit Academy not looking back. 14 locked in. I don't know if they're going to be able to get anything else here, GamerLegion. I don't know. They haven't shown me that they have anything that's going to work here on this T side. Because everything's been met with counter forces here from Team Spirit. They've always had some sort of reply.
They certainly did on Inferno, and they certainly did in the first half. Seems like Shui's maybe burning out, running out of options here on Nuke. Backcourt. Hungry for this opening pick. There's one right above you, my friend. You can't take a step out or you're dead to rights. Dontix up close. This is quite a dangerous game. He doesn't have any support towards ramp either, but of course no tracers from the A1S. Needs to fall back and reload. Isaac had a window of opportunity there to catch him out, but doesn't seize it. Dontix. Oh, good start, but 1 for 1.
Here's a nice reaction. Had some players patiently waiting for the re-aggression here. Baz is one of those players. Oh, but he slipped by Shui's crosshair. And now his position is oh so crucial. Not a move being made just yet from GamerLegion. No one jumping the gun. Everyone's holding their positions. It's going to sneak on out of this one. But they know that they don't have to worry about this upper side of things. They can really set their focus in towards the lower bomb site here. You actually look on the map. There's 2 players on Spirit Academy waiting for this exact play, waiting for this exact movement here. They might play right into their hands.
It's the first time in a while that GamerLegion have had a late round man advantage. Bomb on the back of Shui, and it's protect the president as they press forward. Kios takes first contact. He's the bait. The sacrificial lamb with the low HP. The trades are there. Oh, an uncharacteristic miss from Artfrost, and it's going to cost them the site. C4 will be tapped down. And Baz has got a lot to do. 1 versus 2. Definitely doable as they both swing into him, but the confidence is there. And Shui's been hitting his heads. Ooh, 14 to 10, Gamer Legion start to, well, maybe the start of a comeback. We'll have to wait and see. But at least they stay afloat. They deny their opponent's map point.
Starting to feel very confident. But finally punched back by Gamer Legion here. That's a good sign. But do you think they have 6 more here to close it out? I'm not too confident. It would need to be 6 in a row. Well, that's a nice start.
Pressed from Isaac.
Clean straight through the smoke, snipes him out of the server. And that's going to at least be an opening pick that's very likely going to facilitate them further.
This is not a time for Spirit Academy to run out of steam, to run out of fuel. Big kill from Artfrost. Has to escape through the flames, but it's only early ticks of a molly. Doesn't do too much damage. There's Shui taken out as well. This man advantage quickly slips away. Baz surely spotted. No, I think bad timing. Okay, no, Isaac's got him. Got his number. Takes him out. 3v3. Now position known. Big kill from Kios. Brings the numbers back in their favor. And Isaac's timing's impeccable, but Zontic's ready for him.
Ooh, that's such a sick shot right there. Wallbang comes on through. Artfrost, you could see him visualizing. And now Acor, ooh, okay, he's got some fancy footwork himself, but it's going to be beat to the punch there by Zontix. Going to close that one out, not allowing him to cross on in to that lower bomb site and break the hearts of Spirit Academy instead. What's looking all the more likely is this third map that's waiting in the wings here.
It certainly seems that way. That was a bit of a must-win round for Gamer Legion, and they came very, very close to it. Spirit Academy recover things. A bottom of the barrel investment here for the T side, as much as they can muster. 3 MAC-10s, an AK and a Galil, a bit of util to work with. But they need to change the pace. They need to go for something different here. Their defaults have not been working. Spirit Academy haven't been giving them the aggression they've been hoping for. Here we go. Delayed push into A. Nade drain over. It's Baz to take first contact and win his fight.
So much more on the side as well. And there's so many players here waiting, but the splashes are really well placed, and they're allowing access into the site. 2 kills come on back, make it a third here. They're cracking things open, despite a rocky start to this execution. Frost on the flank here. Hasn't been noted just yet, hasn't been spotted. And timing, it could be everything here. Walking right into his crosshairs. Artfrost finds the first piece of the puzzle. 2 more on the site. Flashbang gonna line out of heaven. He's trying to be tricky. And he's routed in towards the hut. He might catch a back turn there. Both players spotted now. It's Artfrost in the clutch. 2 bullets left in his op here. Lands the first. Needs to land the second to close. Shui right around the corner with a MAC-10. He could stay mobile. He's still buying so much time. Maybe enough to win the round straight up. He'll find the kill. It'll be another round that Gamer Legion stay afloat.
Ooh. I thought Shu was going to go down with the ship there. I was going to say that AWP would be so valuable to bring into the next and drop to Akor, but he just about slips away. That C4 won't kill him off. Big round for Gamer Legion. Still 4 on the trot needed to take us to overtime, but at least they're on winning ways. It feels like they've left it a little late to start to claw this back. Better late than never. Rifles out again. 2 Galils, Isaac and Kios to wield them. The battle of the Titans outside with the snipers. Isaac back to his position, close towards the heart. Baz won't give him an inch to work with.
Sneaking their way down in towards Secret. We've seen a couple of rounds with attempts like this, and Donk has been the thorn in their side every step of the way. Through all the flames, through all the fire, this guy has prevailed in that position. He's almost single-handedly denied the effectiveness of this outer yard control from Gamer Legion. In that back of big garage position, he's done it before. And in Secret multiple times, he's just been able to step up and constantly punch back at the aggression. It's such a facilitator on the CT side.
He's going to be kicking himself that he jumped on that railing. That should have been his kill all day long. And Frost almost catches him. Tiny, tiny gap to work with. Still alive, though. No opportunity for them to return the favor up into heaven. He's got 3 players on this A-bomb site. They are ready to lock this down. And with a man advantage, we don't want to be letting this one slip. Fast flick. Art Frost takes another, and with 20 seconds left, a 2-man advantage. Surely no chance here for GAMERLEGION. They're going to cut their losses and try and dart onto this B site. But what success will they have? We'll have to see.
Oof. Shui might keep him alive for another round longer. Won that 1v1 clutch there earlier. Now he looks to do it again with some nice shooting with the AK here, but they're waiting for aggression here. If Isaac wants to try and extend favor, he could walk right into the trap set. But instead he plays patient. He plays off his team. And Bomb nearing the half-tick mark. Acor goes aggressive next. Doesn't spot anything initially, but starts to hear the footsteps. There's that first kill. Bad spotted out in the second. And all the kills start to flood the feed here.
No way.
GAMERLEGION, they have more life left in him, and the money is slowly dwindling for Spirit Academy here.
Oh, that's so awkward. That's so awkward. A 5v3, a 2-man advantage, but they overcommit. They overinvest into that A-bomb site. They allow GAMERLEGION a window, a very small window, but a window to get down onto that B site. And as soon as Shui finds that opening pick, if he dies there, that's it. It's round over. But the second he finds that opening pick, they've got a chance to get that C4 planted. And we know just how strong they can be in those post-plant positions. Akor's AWP shot's fantastic, and he binds enough time for the teammates to come in and help out. Spirit Academy down to an eco. We'll see a buy in the next, but GAMERLEGION, this will push them on to 13. And then they'll be 2 rounds away from taking us to overtime. We know that their T side hasn't been the greatest, but their defense was rock solid. And once they'll have money in hand and be on that CT side, I really do think they could steal this their way. Keels up close, takes contact, should be able to take this. A bit messy, takes a dink, but it's all right. Kill goes his way.
All good. Secured the frag, that's all that matters. But he's taking a lot of damage in the meantime here. And there's a play with a 5-7. We know how that gun can sing, but again, Shui going to deny that. Not going to allow things to get too out of control. Things starting to stabilize here in the 5v3, although a lot of damage is done. Drop being heard. Spam trying to be found. But Isaac finding that kill should lock things in. I mean, do you think overtime is a possibility here? 2 more rounds on this T side, and they finally seemingly found the winning formula.
I've a lot to be saved here for Donk and Art Frost. I'm surprised that they kind of backed out of this the way they have. Obviously looking for exits, but they're bringing 2 Deagles into the next round's not going to come with a whole lot of value. So I'm surprised they don't force the issue, try and press for a kill hit. Nowhere near anyone, though, except Akor, who's up on the roof. Oh my god, he dies to the bomb anyway. Oh, that sucks. Akor doesn't want to take that fight, so 15-13, GAMERLEGION, 2 away from that magic number 15 that takes us to further rounds and gives them a shot at the grand finals, going 2-0 in their favor. This has been one hell of a ride so far. They had a fantastic first map. And now they're so close. They're within touching distance of the lion's share of the prize money. $22,000. It's not a bad payday, right? They're hungry for it. They started working out what they're going to spend it on. Maybe Akor will buy a new jet ski. That's what I like to think. We'll probably do something smarter with it. We can pretend.
Could be some fun money. No question. You still have to close it out. 2 more rounds. It looks like they're very hungry to do so. Shui, in particular, stepping up in these last couple. But look at this aggression. They're in T-spawn here. Oh my god. There's aggression all over the map.
Oh, wow.
And 2 kills start to fill the feed. Chewy has coverage. Chewy has the entry here. An Art Frost. Again, a rare miss here, but a critical one. Bass has snuck his way down the vents and could find the back line here. Acor, head on a swivel. What is going on right now? Azima gets taken down. Art Frost still standing. Molly's going to flush him out of position. He can't run away, though. Everyone is here, and Chewy finds another kill. 2 on 2 now. He needs to wait for Isaac first, but he's getting flanked.
Oh,
He doesn't
no.
have it. Baz finds another kill here. Isaac's position getting loud. 40 seconds, plenty of time, but I think he's revealed himself. Yeah, now he certainly has. He goes for the pre-fire 1v2 to try and keep him in this game. Molly misses, and the double swing
wow.
comes through. Baz locks it in, and Spirit Academy, they have a third map in them.
Well, a really, really good recovery there for the round for Spirit Academy. All in all, not the best map, but they do take it their way. That's the important thing. They've got a shot at that third and final map of Mirage, which I think is going to be a really, really interesting decider. And yeah, I mean, that round looked pretty done and dusted. They were in a 5-on-3. They'd lost control of the B site, but being able to deny that plant was everything. It bought some time for those rotations to come in, and they were able to shut it down before it got out of hand. So really, really solid stuff.
Yeah, really solid there. We'll see if they can keep that energy up. We do have a third map in the grand final here. A lot of resiliency shown out from the young guys in Spirit Academy. We'll see if they can close it out on Mirage.
very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move, one push. One touch. One love. One click. One X-bet.
Win up to $1 million with your CSGO esports predictions. Simply guess the kill scores of the 10 players in a CSGO match. The more you guess correctly, the bigger the prize. You'll need at least 2 correct predictions to win a prize. Guess all 10 correct and win $1 million. Experience the exciting new way to add a little prosperity when watching esports tournaments. And register now to receive a free entry ticket upon sign-up. Predict kills, win millions, prosper.
Tired of boring case openings? Do you always get only cheap skins? The Hellcase website has tons of options to upgrade your inventory. It's up to you to participate in giveaways, events, or compete with other players in opening cases. Hellcase, your world of expensive skins.
The hunger for glory feeds the desire, the courage to look for a challenge, to feed your ambitions. To reach for greatness. To become the champion of champions.
One more map to decide who's going to be our grand finalist here in West Europe, and it's so very exciting here that we get this third map because Spirit Academy start off Nuke very slow, looking like they're not going to be able to recover, and they certainly bounce back. They show us that they're hungry for that third map, and they show us that they're hungry for this title.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit of a weird one, to be honest. They were 9-1 down. They then pulled it all the way back. They ended up going 13-9 up without giving GAMERLEGION anything at all. No avenue back in. Then towards the end, things got a little bit dicey. Wasn't necessarily because of any mistakes from Spirit Academy, more just GAMERLEGION hitting their shots. And there were a couple of scenarios where Spirit Academy would take an early man advantage and sort of force the issue, try and push into lobby, try and get a flank in, and they were caught out quite consistently for that, especially trying to go for that outside aggression. So yeah, a couple of little issues there maybe shining through towards the end, but Spirit Academy showing that they have got some fight in them. There's no way that they're going to allow this grand finals to be a 2-0 in their opponent's favor. They're going to take us to the third. And statistically, they are a little bit better on Mirage. They've taken down some big opponents there too and had some close games against some formidable squads as well. Recent wins against Big Academy, One Pin, Arcred, who are a solid team too. Close games against Monty and Webster's. So yeah, these guys are well equipped to take on a map like this. And GAMERLEGION haven't had the best of results there recently. So it's going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, it's going to be a real test here. I mean, that's going to be a chance here for Spirit to finally put an end to that hot streak that GAMERLEGIONs have put on over the last couple of weeks. I think they're on a 9-series win streak here. So if Spirit Academy are the team to put an end to that, again, they went through their own hiccup last week, but outside of that, they've been doing a hell of a job running throughout this event, coming through from the Swiss stage, not even invited into the playoffs. They had to make it from the 0-1 position in that Swiss stage all the way to 3-1, and then continued 2-0ing all of the opposition in the playoffs as well. So these guys are certainly proving themselves. They're proving that they're a force to be reckoned with, and I'm hoping that this grand finals, delivers more than like the slow starts that we got from each of those teams or I guess Team Spirit specifically. They want to try and get started a little bit earlier. They dug themselves in a hole on Nuke. They certainly did on Inferno that they didn't climb out of. And for this third map, I want to see some more back and forth early on.
Yeah, me too. Obviously, this game's been a game that's come in streaks, hasn't it? Well, in the first map, there wasn't really much of a streak from Spirit Academy. It was just the Gamer Legion show. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Nuke came in a massive streak, a massive win there for Gamer Legion. Then it went back the other way, and then things were closed out, a little bit of a scrappier end. But this third map is absolutely the proving ground, the time for things to go back and forth. Mirage is a map that really, really facilitates it too. Okay, so by the sounds of things, there's 3 players missing. I guess they're having some issues getting into the server. So we're going to jump to a quick 2-minute break. When we return, we'll be straight into the game when all of the players are ready to rumble. So don't go anywhere, folks. The third map of our great grand final is just around the corner. Welcome back, everybody. Third and final map of our grand finals to crown the champion of the first season of the CCT West Europe Championship. And we're into the knife round to decide the sides. I don't think that it matters all too much on a map like Mirage, and in terms of these two teams' histories and statistics, I don't think they mind too much either. But assuming that Gamer Legion want to start off on their CT side means that, yeah, maybe they'll have a little more control. They've definitely had better CT sides throughout this series so far.
Yeah. I mean, again, outside of the early starts that they've been able to get, they dominated their T side of Inferno. Didn't get to see much out of their CT side because they won it so quickly. CT side of Nuke, it fell weirdly flat there towards the tail end. But it gave them enough room to work with here. I want to see maybe them come through with more stability. I don't want to see the streakiness. I want to see them come through and actually show some strength on these gun rounds in a big fashion. But we'll see if they can do that. Again, I think that this is the first time, obviously, Gamer Legion have lost a map in this playoff. So it's going to be a bit of a stunner for them to try and bounce back, play from the back foot here, as now Spirit have taken the momentum. And they took it in a big fashion, to be honest with you. Outside of the 2 or 3 rounds that they won towards the tail end there on Nuke, it felt like Spirit really ran away with that game from like 9-1 on.
Absolutely. Well, without further ado, folks, we're going to be jumping right into the map. Mirage. It should be Gamer Legion starting off on their CT side. I guess that's where they've headed. Exactly the case. Kevlar on 4. Kios with a smoke and a kit. And on the other side of things, it's Sophic, the man with the util. Upgraded pistol onto Art Frost as well. He's been a hard hitter throughout this series so far. They may aggressive in mid. Might be able to get some early info, but a retake scenario here on the A site. Gamer Legion going to have to try and fight this one back.
Still some incredible odds there from 1x bet on the top of your screen. Heavily favoring GamerLegion in a fashion I wasn't sure would still be the case after that first, or that second map rather. Taking jungle control, but maybe diving a little bit too deep. There was Zontic, so he gets punished for the overextension there. Sophic as well, being able to hold down the lines on the site. Flank activating there, and the kills come back in return. Bomb is planted as well for them, so there's chances here to work with. No one stuck the bomb either. No kits on the CT side. 10-second defuse. There's the kit picked up though, but in the meantime, Acor lost his teammate. Spam just doing so much damage to the smoke. He tries to get on top of the box there, at no luck.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Acor. But GamerLegion can't pull it together. A couple of mistakes made there from Spirit Academy. There was no reason, no justification for Zontic to go through the murder hole. It gets its reputation, it gets its name for a reason, and that's why. Yeah, massively over-aggressive there. They had loads of control. The bomb was planted for them. They had that man advantage. Or in fact, they didn't have the man advantage, but still, there was no need to force the issue. Rifles out, not opting too heavily for any SMGs. It's Galils, AKs, a single MAC-10 on Zontic, who didn't find a kill in that last round. On the other side of things, GamerLegion with upgraded pistols, Ime with his MP9, and heavy presence here towards A. Big kill from Acor. And they follow up with it.
Trying to lock things down here. They're scaling a little bit past Acor's line of sight, and Donk swings for the fences right there. Spam as well. Nullifies Shui eventually. And Isaac caught with his utility out. One more dunk. Nope.
Ooh, I
not
thought
quite.
it might.
Instead, Donk with 4K in the round. Not the player that you want to see farming up a storm against you at the start of the game, right? Once he's at 6-0 and you're 2 rounds deep, you do start to sweat a little bit if you're GamerLegion, I can only imagine.
Oh, for sure. Donk's a sick player, right? And I'm not saying that he's completely confidence-based. I'm not saying you've got to give him some eco frags for him to start to feel good about himself. But when you've got those feel-good frags, those morale boosters, it definitely is scary. Full eco here for GamerLegion. A couple of upgraded pistols, but still staying around that 2k mark. So they'll be on a buy in the next. This is a good opportunity for Spirit Academy to not only take a third round, but keep some weapons going and build up that economy. Maybe that's out the window. They've taken 2 casualties.
We don't want to make it anymore there. Zontic's going to make sure to isolate that. All you have to do is group up and attack a bomb site as a team here in this 3v1, but Shui looks to stand in between them. Being very patient about things here. They have no idea where he is, so understandably so, but it's interesting to see the hesitancy in Spirit Academy. They're really hungry to not make any mistakes right now.
Yeah, I don't think the round's really in contention. I don't think they're worried that they're going to lose to Shui here. I think it's just about don't lose another one of these AKs, right? We've thrown away a Gallo, we've thrown away a MAC-10. That's fine. We can reinvest in the next round, but we want to keep these AKs afloat. The issue is they're walking right into Shui's trap. And if they don't hard clear this bomb site, you might be able to stop the planter and maybe cause a bit more of a ruckus. Creeping forward, Shui has no sound cues, no info to work with, tucked in behind the L block. Now he hears the steps. Oh, can't hit the head of Sophic, though. That's a shame. Could have been some big damage. But 2 kills on an eco round, that's not bad at all. They'll brush that one off. GamerLegion, now on the big buy round. This is where it counts.
You need to start your recovery process here and now. Because, I mean, so far we've seen GamerLegion walk into every single map with a heavy lead, you know, starting off the server really well. Well, now they're down 3 rounds before they get the first gun round. They don't want to be the ones starting off on the back foot. That's for sure. Little jump spotting early on towards Apeks. They spot out Baz. No commitment being made just yet. Instead, both sides standing at a stalemate. Baz avoiding the HE. Tossing in that lurk utility as well. Guy's trying to be cheeky. Dancing in between the smokes here. He's doing a great job of forcing Isaac off the angle. He's even drawn in a third rotator here. Baz is doing wonderful work on this lurk.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's really keeping them busy, right? But the thing is with this, is the bomb's still around there. And whilst Baz is selling a convincing fake, yeah, his teammate's there with him to throw the util to sell it further. So now the bomb started to rotate its way around. That third man that was over towards the B site has started to second-guess things. The issue is, he's still very vulnerable. They're playing this retake setup once again. It didn't work for them in the pistol round. Maybe with the big guns, they'll have more success. Imet on the cross, flash over, perfect. Could be good for two here. It's Messi on the second spray, but Artfrost takes a dig. Keel's overwhelmed, and a man advantage. Donk still stripping heads. This is just unreal. How does he find the third? And Akor left with the 1v4. He doesn't even fancy anything to do with this. He'll carry that up into the next. But Spirit Academy, my God, what has come to life in them, especially Donk. He's 10-1 right now. A demon has awakened.
No better time than map 3 either. The fourth quarter. Last map of the series. Last map for West Europe in the first series. And I gotta say, if Donk continues this level of performance, anything close to it, GAMERLEGION gonna be wishing they didn't get this start. Letting him farm up a storm. Enough to make any team fear. Is this guy's current performance at 3K? Like you said, 2 is enough. 3 is just unreasonable.
That's brutal. And a rough economic spot here for GAMERLEGION too. That AWP carried across, but they can't really justify buying around it. You'd think they'd go for this half investment. Imez got himself an M4, so yeah, they kind of go balls to the wall with this. They'll keep a few pennies in the bank for the next. Of course, they've got that max loss bonus regardless, but... Oh, just about lets him slip through, but they've got the info. Imma finds the kill anyway. Akor follows up with another 2. This could be the start of something better here for the CT side.
Lost in that firepower out of Artfrost's hands as he is, or rather Softix, taken down low. They're still not pulling middle. They're going to dry peek into it here. Akor really hoping he wouldn't miss that shot, but he does. Kiel's luckily able to adjust on top of it. That'll be enough. Kiel's will finish the job. Thankfully, he was there alongside Akor. Otherwise, that could have got very ugly.
Quite a convincing round there for GAMERLEGION too, just with those pistols. Saved AWP and invested rifle. And upgrade them quite happily into those AK-47s as well, so a little bit of extra firepower. They pack a quite nasty punch. Spirit Academy, reinvestments, but it does deplete their economy right down to the bottom. Galil in hand here for Sotfik. And a stack up outside the A site. Execution to come through. Kios, you're in a bit of trouble. The solo anchor is calling for support, but he needed to come quickly.
Bombardment in towards this A site. Kios overwhelmed in this occasion. Limited to 0 kills now. And they're already taking a lot of space. Donk as well, looking to further activate, further extend his ability here, but he's caught in the crossfire. And things are recovering quite nicely here for the CT side. Bomb still yet to be planted here. Baz still standing in between them. Now last man standing. He's able to find one headshot. That was crispy, but nothing else in follow-up.
And valiant attempt from Baz. You can pat him on the back and say, yeah, you found a couple of headshots, but it doesn't merit them the round. GAMERLEGION back to winning ways, and we saw they were very, very momentum-based in the first 2 maps of this series. Inferno, they stole the show completely. Nuke came with its complications, but it started off very well. With a full buy just up against the pistols, could be another opportunity for some feel-good frags. Get those numbers up, get your confidence, the morale rising. Spirit Academy, take a really slow approach to this. Maybe a chance for a bit of an impromptu timeout. Talk things over. Things haven't gone well in the last couple of rounds. Next time they're going to be on a full buy. and they need to change something up.
Yeah, they seem to have good starts to these rounds here. I like the way they kick them off, but sometimes the follow-up there isn't all there. Nice shot. Clean conversions right there. Not a bad idea, but the issue was GamerLegion had far too many players towards mid for that to work.
Yeah, it's one way to close it out. 16 points of damage taken between the entire squad. They brush it off with no issues. Spirit Academy back onto a buy. 4 AKs and AWP. Loads of utility to work with. Helmets, Kevlar, the whole shebang. They need to make this work. Otherwise, GamerLegion not only will tie up this scoreline, but likely take the lead with it. And Akor with that sniper in hand once again. He hasn't had too many opportunities here on Mirage to wield it. And I'm sure he'll take the chance with open arms. Akor, ooh, aggression doesn't quite work out for him. Donk, Messi, falls to Isaac, blinded. A big man advantage to take, but traded right back.
Good response here. Again, crossfire kiosk needs to stand tall. There's far too much to ask, though. Had too many different things pulling his attention in Akor. Has to break the vents open here, but instead routes in through CT spawn, drawing out attention quite nicely here. But surely they'll expect CT, and yeah, now they know CT. Sovik hasn't shown his position just yet, hoping that someone will jump up on the box that he was pre-aimed for. Easy as you like. Op now in the 1v2 as Akor shows his cards. And Akor goes to save, but how far can Akor go before the flanking market activates here? Artfrost has his number. Has the retreat cut off, and nice shot. That was a little bit tricky there to land, but still lands it nonetheless.
Okay, big recovery, big round for Spirit Academy. We said we wanted something a little more back and forth for this final map of the series, and that's certainly what we've been given. Round number 9, a full investment for both squads, but reset potential on either side. Neither team have got much of a loss bonus built up. And we're getting exactly what we asked for. Kios aggressive in middle. Sophic on the other side of these boxes. Timing's everything. And the timing's impeccable. Shui's there to trade it though. So instantly into a 4-on-4. The well-timed molly keeps Donk at bay.
Look good so far. A 4v4. I do appreciate GamerLegion's willingness to put the resources towards middle. And this round, it nets them a 1-for-1. That was probably better than what could have been with the timing from Sophic. But Spirit Academy going back to what's worked out so well in the past, and it's this constant testing of this A bomb site here. They love to attempt it here. There's an op, the secondary op here of GamerLegion's waiting for this, and the missed op shot is going to be very costly. You can only stand behind these boxes for so long before he's able to escape. Fortune favoring him for now, but how long will that remain true?
Yeah, just in the nick of time too, as that nade rains over. Pixel tight angle though. It's going to be a difficult one to hit on the cross, but he needs to keep the numbers in their favor. Oh my goodness. Why is he trying to plant reverse default? No CT control. It doesn't make any sense, but the kill doesn't come through regardless. Donk keeps them alive, but Isaac's flank is everything. He's going to go for the trigger discipline. Realizes, you know what, I can just pull the trigger here, leave it as a 3-on-1. Akor's going to come in from CT and finish off the job, and GamerLegion clean up. But a bizarre mistake there from Spirit Academy.
Yeah, I was going to say, every once in a while here, you kind of get reminded that these guys do make mistakes. No matter how much the firepower, no matter how much the mechanics can bail them out, there are certain times where they just hesitate a little bit too much. They don't have that end goal firmly set out. And it shows up right there big time. You can kind of see it. The fact that they kind of wait so long that the smokes fade away and that they're able to pull off a big flank rather than just planting the bomb in time while the smokes are still down while they find the kills. It's very evident that these guys maybe get newer into the grand finals position. They get punished for it as well. GamerLegion making sure to do that, but Donk, oh my god. What a beautiful shot. What did he even see there?
And it's a testament to how he's played throughout this entire series. Zontix finds a cheeky one of his own, keeps the numbers even. Keel snatches them right back in his favour. Akor, AWP, not really the right weapon for a situation like this. And with a minute on the clock, they'll get these digits tapped in. There we go, swaps it out. Keels is low. If Zontix peaks, that could be the last thing he sees. The last thing he does. He stands true. Here's Keels jump out the window. Here's the AWP scope. Baz is able to take care of him. 2v2. And Immer coming in from the apartments. Big reaction from Zontix, but his position known. Half HP. Immer's got plenty of time, but arm spotted. Nade bounces the wrong way. Taps the bomb to apply a bit of pressure, but Zontix surely causes block.
Oh my god.
And flicks to the left. Lightning fast. He's been a little bit absent this game, but this round he comes alive.
That is absolutely stunning right there. That's what he's capable of doing. Again, the firepower can get these guys out of the worst of situations right there. Zontix, lightning fast flicks with the rifles. Even picks up the op as the cherry on top. GamerLegion forced into another timeout. Calling this one forward, knowing that they need some firmer foundations built. But look at the money. Look at the setup that they're left off with. Very little.
I hate to say it at this point as well, but when it's grand finals day, you get your two teams in your finals, you get into the third map, fatigue becomes a factor. It starts to come into play, right? These two teams have played a best of 3 before this for their semi-finals, and now they're in the third map of the grand finals. And also any preparation that they did this morning, right? There's no way that they woke up and with cold hands and no warm-up, they've come into the server to play a semi-finals, right? So they've got on this morning, they've been playing CS, they go into their semi-finals match. This is their 5th map of Counter-Strike for the day for both of these two teams. And it takes a lot of mental stress to sort of stay focused in a high-caliber situation like this. Big opening kill from Artfrost, but it's only against an eco, so doesn't have as much weight behind it. But should still be a 7th here for Spirit Academy.
I mean, if you want Donk confident, you also want Artfrost right alongside him here, especially as you head into that CT side. So if you can just maybe get a couple kills on the pistols, that'd be nice. Add to the kill count there. The KD rises. Definitely players that you would like to have fragging up a storm here. But you take a look, and right now, oh so common cap play that gets taken place on these anti-ecos. And Spirit Academy are going to go with that same game plan. The issue is, it's a B-side stack. They have everyone here remaining. Luckily, Artfrost was able to find that first pick there. Kios actually lands the frag on back, and they're taking these nasty little angles here. They're doing a lot of damage, stalling out this aggression, but back to reality we go. And surely,
surely
he gets checked by now.
Yeah, there we go. He's been seen. If this wasn't a B stack, I don't think they check it. But when everyone else is here, they go, well,
right.
He's got to be somewhere. Donk survives with a single point of health as well, which is just cruel. But GamerLegion, at least they've got some money behind them to buy into this next. A silver lining to work with. Rifles out. Keels on that FAMAS. He's got some util. Akor with his AWP as well to try and deal with Artfrost. He's caused some real problems in these last couple of rounds. As we go into the 12th, a bit of a turning point here for GamerLegion. Either they win it, close this gap, or Spirit Academy take the half their way and maybe can even extend that scoreline further.
Again, resources appropriately stacked over towards the middle here for them. Akor taking some initiative with the op, gets himself tucked in. Nice opening pick.
Ooh, okay.
Absolutely beautiful. Didn't really go with the buddy system like Spirit Academy are kind of used to. They left Orsophic to his own devices. Learned his lesson the hard way of what they were dealing with towards middle.
They've kind of stagnated a little bit here. They don't really know what to do off of the back of this. Bombs up towards top mid. I guess it's going to be a late take of that control. It's been gifted to them, though. GamerLegion don't need to contest it any longer. They've got a man advantage, and they've got that timer ticking away, which favors them massively. Imeh, if he gets the timing right on the peak, he could be good for one. The flashbang's brilliant, spams the boxes. He's done a whole load of damage, but won't find another kill. At least they've got a bit of info. He's there to shut it down. Baz with a quick trade, but Akor follows up, falling from the sky, takes a tag of damage, but his teammate with a FAMAS should be able to catch out Zontix on the cross. Akor, you're playing a dangerous game, my friend.
Not really necessary to continue to peek. I don't know if he'll get punished for it, but he has that teammate close by, and
Alright.
doesn't even need chaos. I can't believe he repeaks there, right? You know that if he just walks out there, he's sure to die to the FAMAS, but Akor...
Balls are still. It's
Yeah,
as
he's
simple
hungry.
as that. Oh, Frost
wants to take matters into his own hands.
I guess so. Bomb in no man's land that whole time, though, up in connector, so not a lot that they can do about it once they lose those initial duels. And 7-5, I said it was a big turning point for GAMERLEGION. Winning it, okay, they've got to face up against another buy. It doesn't put them in the clear, it doesn't give them any freebies, but at least it keeps them in the picture. Looking for a 6th right now. No FAMAS this time around. Kios was able to upgrade into an AK. So an even buy for both squads. Similar economy behind them as well as a buffer. A cushion to fall back on if needs be. This time Kios looks to get aggressive, and behind the flames he finds 2. Drops the bomb as well. That's massive.
Doing so much right there. Kios has been tested constantly towards this A side. And sometimes he's been left without the appropriate resources to help him out and to get him out of those awkward situations. But right there, doesn't need too much support. They'll fire away. Zone right there. Akor, another kill coming through from him. Want to stuck his way at Tetris, but this has been heard from Kios. He knows exactly where he is. And diving past the smoke, Akor starting to heat up here again in the 3rd map. This is so promising. Zontix not finding his way out of this situation, surely. Yeah, Akor, another 3K back-to-back for him. Exactly what you want here to try and stabilize the CT side.
That CT Mirage, it's his playground, you know. Remember, he went 14 rounds on Inferno without finding a single kill. Then he gave us a masterclass in the last round with a 3K, but the big stat line is the 14 rounds without anything. Spirit Academy going to cause a... I'll call a pause here. I like these high initiative plays that GAMERLEGION have been going for. It's actually worked really nicely for them. It's not like they've been relentlessly aggressive throughout the entire half, but in certain key rounds where they do need to take those early advantages, we've seen Akor get aggressive in mid with a supporting teammate pushing up from short for the trade if needs be. And we just saw that awesome play from Kios there where he throws that early molly, plays behind the smoke of it. It obscures their vision a little bit, and he's confident that he can take and win those gunfights, and he does so. And right off of the back of it, 5v3 slips away without getting traded. And that's pretty much the round done and dusted before it's even gone and started. Spirit Academy, rough buy here. And if they don't win it, it's not going to be much better in the 15th round of the half either.
Get a little more back and forth at least in this half. Not these incredible, momentum-based streaks of rounds here. It's a little bit more push and pull between these two teams. Some adaptations being made in the mid-round here. And again, Kios this time left on an island. Not a lot of support for him. He's been in this position before. And a couple of those times he struggled in positions like this. But this time he's able to stay alive at the very least. But he does have to concede the bomb site and the bomb plant now.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a
no.
massive whiff from him. It puts things into a 4-on-4. Akor sniper able to take out Baz. Yeah, this gets difficult. Donk stuck in connector behind that smoke in the meantime. His teammates are falling like flies. He has to pressure forward. Swaps out to the AWP. He's low on health. It's his best chance. But with the smoke on the bomb, what a flick up. No bullets in it, though. Has to reload. Isaac committing to the defuse.
No
Needs
way.
to hit the shot. He has one chance at it. And oh my God, he pops 1 inch to the right and 1 inch to the left. And Isaac, I don't think he realizes just how lucky he is to still be alive.
Just not the right weapon for the job right there. If he had a rifle, you know he's landing that. But the op, like you said, chambering in, having to get that reload off, all so costly. At the very least, though, they don't walk away in this round completely empty-handed. We talked about the risk of that force buy in the last round. Well, with the bomb plant and with an op saved, I mean, they honestly are wielding quite a bit of firepower, more than that last round that they are able to bring to the table here. And again, using these timeouts to full effect in the first half as opposed to waiting until things get too far out of control to use them is so promising for these young players. We'll see whatever's discussed here, if it can get them a winning half or if it'll lead to a hot streak here to end off things for Gamer Legion.
Well, 7-7 at the very least. It will be a an even half or an 8-7. You know, can't get any closer. A little bit of a concern because Gamer Legion CT sides have been significantly stronger throughout this series, so 8 or even 7 rounds might not be enough. We'll see, though. They've got a bit of wind in their sails, and that seems to be the biggest catalyst to success for them. Sophic gives away his position in the top and middle, slips away with the Galil, though. In the meantime, they're trying to find a bit of space out. Ramp leg spotted, but Kios loses his life.
Yes, so strong right there. Spotted out in connector there. Acor able to pluck one out of the server. The site's still claimed. Now the question is, how do they get the bomb across there? Well, they're just going to wait for Donk, who has 19 kills so far and keeping attention drawn every which way. Shui has rotated to the wrong bomb site as Donk single-handedly sold a fake. What an absolutely incredible sequence from him. This half was far too strong. We'll see if Spirit Academy can utilize that firepower in the next after this break.
Welcome back, everybody. Donk with the Jewelies. I see that coming out already. Second half, or I should say the final half of our grand finals here in the CCT West Europe. You can see our partners at 1xBet think that this is dead even. 1.85 odds for both squads here, because they can't decide who's going to win it, and nor can I. Gamer Legion, a Palace waterfall to try and get things rolling here on the pistol round, trying to assert their dominance, but it's backfiring a little. Akor needs to take this second, and he does. Control redeemed. And a 3v3 opportunity to get this plant. Zontix playing around the edge of the smoke, though. Just plant safe. It's too risky. And that's a huge kill.
Acor's being an X factor as well here. 3 kills in the pistol, putting things in their favor and a chance for more. Bomb is down now. Zontix left into a 1v3. 2 players on low HP. So there is a chance, but it is slimming. He's not been able to cross past ramp just yet. That's being covered here. Sneaking on by. There's the jiggle, but there's the instant kill that comes on through. Now last 2 players remaining on the site. Oh, Acor swings for the fences. A 4K in the round. He looks to one-up his counterpart here in Donk. 19 and 10 for him.
It's actually been an unbelievable performance from those two. Been really, really impressed with Donk and the impact of his kills as well. He's not just been finding these fadeaway frags. He's quite consistently been this thorn in their side, this lurker that's been opening up so many of these rounds. Full eco here for Spirit Academy, so Gamer Legion will be able to take the lead off the back of the pistol round. And for the first time in a long time here on this map. Must feel nice. Not thick. Oh. Even at range, taken out by the MAC-10. Nimat looking to farm. He's the only one with an SMG here, and he gets $600 a pop for every kill he finds, but 2 will be where it stops.
Yeah, not being able to get too much done with that, but decent damage here. They just keep on firing away with USPs, but eventually things stabilize here. Now, that full eco a little bit unexpected. I was expecting a force buy, but I think that's Spirit Academy placing a lot of faith in their CT sides and the rifle rounds here. But we need to see the fruit of that labor here in this round. As the glass cannon op comes out from Art Frost as well. 5 and 12 for him. Not the best decider performance. Especially if they want to pull this one across the line. They need to pack a punch here and now. Donk's been proving himself throughout this entire series here, but Art Frost usually the one to stand alongside him.
Need to pack a punch. Where's the box? Maybe if they get ray gun, they can win. That'd be good. Baz. On the jump spot, sees him, takes the tag of damage, but has to slip away. And slow stuff here. GAMERLEGION, they just take that contact on B. And actually, you can see how scared Spirit Academy are playing right now off of the back of just a little bit of contact being made. They pulled a rotation over. Donk starting to second guess his position. Actually fallen out of jungle. Spams through him. It takes a fair bit of damage. They would have heard this. They certainly will now that he's returning the favour. Spirit Academy are looking in good stead to win this round. They got good positions, good control.
Still trying to scale up here is MA. Trying to sneak his way on out as far as possible. They have one Palace Lurk hoping to pluck off rotations. I don't even know what Sontic stalled, but enough to land some damage. Further extending the advantage here as Art Frost lets a couple cross, but that third player in is going to be the first one to fall. And what is going on? They're already past the sight line here. MA finds another, but Art Frost finally starting to fill the feed here with one more. Wow. That's much more like it. Was willing to invest in the glass cannon and also willing to get stuck in on the defense right there, right in the range of fire. Is he able to thrive? And Spirit Academy strike right on back.
It's huge time for him to find a multi-kill like that. He's almost doubled his frag count. It's such a dangerous game going for a glass cannon. It requires you to just be so quick. But Art Frost is the perfect man for it. Look how quick he is to the trigger on these shots. This one's just incredible. Not a lot you can do about that. A 9-9. We're tied up again. Spirit Academy with the advantage economically. GAMERLEGION are going to call another quick tactical pause. Maybe to count their pennies and work out what they can afford. Maybe for Shuey to cook up something on the fly. Maybe a bit of both. As we move into the third and final section of this game. It's all to play for. There's no more time for mistakes. A single botched round could cost you everything.
And not a lot of room for error here for either of these teams. Both want to hold on because both know how strong momentum can matter in this series. We'll see if they're able to do just that. Donk testing the waters here, but he's on a solo mission. Wonder if he knows what they're up against here, which is just pistols. Hungry for the fights. I guess he's the right player for the job, isn't he? Wants to build up further confidence here. In the meantime, not too interested in taking any further aggression. They need some help on B, though ASAP. Baz is left on a bit of an island.
Yeah, giving Donk the AK, throw him a bone, help him build his confidence a bit. They know when he's on fire, he can burn the place down. Baz, perfect note. Oh, the timing is brilliant. And all four, of course, they're eco frags. But my God, that's $2,400 in the bank. And his tally building up. Evens now at 13-13. Even though it looks easy, he's done well to stay composed. Hit all the heads. Final bullet to connect with the last. Double digits hit for Spirit Academy.
Yeah, that's really sick stuff coming through. Absolutely love to see it. farming up some sweet checks, but again, Donk fearing very little in the server right now. He's just running up middle, taking a lot of initiative, taking a lot of space here. Doesn't stick around for as long as you might think. Eventually falls off. He knows his limits. Goes right on back. One Molly and Palace, and he's back to thirsting for kills towards the top of middle. And he might get them. They're starting to retreat. HG's going to get tossed on in. That's dunked on. So much damage already converted.
Well, Donk. Still hungry for it. Might go home with an empty stomach. No one. We'll bring one to the grave with him. But the trades are there. Shuey, 2 crisp headshots, but nothing more to come. Spirit Academy extend this lead further. 11-9. Should be 12. GAMERLEGION do not have the cash to fight back here. And it'll be the next buy round in round number 22. It will be the most important one. Spirit Academy, they're building up the bank. They're giving themselves a nice little buffer. Baz, he's still sat on this MP9. He's got 7k in the bank. In fact, just above it. And up against these pistols, there's another chance for him to farm and extend that further.
Donk. I think this might be a trademark for him. Running up middle. On any round, not even just ecos. But hungry for kills. And they just keep feeding the beast right now. 24, a 3k in the round. Spirit Academy, I think they know what they got to do to win this game right now. And that set up their stars for success. Art Frost in the CT side, he's been hit shots, he's been delivering. They've been setting him up. Donk, he continues to bring that same fire from the first half into the second. Just fighting mid every chance he can get. What's the reaction going to be to GAMERLEGION to punish this, though? That's my question. Are they going to have anything up their sleeve?
It feels like Donk needs a pocket player here. He's having so much impact. If he's just got a support player next to him to throw the util and set him up for success, that could be the difference maker. This time it's Entropiq that has to deliver. And he does find himself the first headshot. Keel's trades, but it goes right back the other way. And Spirit Academy once again with the man advantage, but they have lost control of the site, not for long. Donk's there to stop it. Baz here, 10k in the bank, and he's still wielding an MP9. He loves it.
Oh my
Donk's
god.
doing all the damage. And whilst it's traded, Zontix bites right back. 13-9. Spirit Academy are running away with this. And GAMERLEGION can't seem to keep up.
Another 3k. And another round. Donk is on fire. And I don't know if they'll be able to put him out. 3 rounds here to close out the grand finals for the Academy roster. Their path to getting to this position, it seemed so incredibly unlikely. But the way that they did it was utter domination. 2 zeros over Big, over Falcons, over some legendary players here. Some of the most experienced players in this entire event. They've just dominated over. And now a reverse sweep after a stunning first map from GAMERLEGION. That would be the way that they close the series out. That would be a statement.
Just pistols here for GAMERLEGION to work with. This is to try and prevent their opponents from getting 14 rounds here on the 3rd map. We've seen these pistols be quite formidable in the past. Spirit Academy. With a solid defense here on this A-bomb site. Art Frost up on the angle. Timing gets the better of him, but it's the M4s to take the contact. Head over the top. Entropiq, good for 2. Should be able to take another here as he swings wide.
God.
Finally falls, but he's done more than enough. He's exceeded his duties. Big headshot from Isaac, but I don't think we'll see much more. It's 14 for Spirit Academy. They're 2 away from the magic number, the finish line. That would be the biggest tournament win for them as a roster. This is huge for these guys. They're used to competing in these events. They're used to performing well within academy settings, but tournaments like this, they always fall short. And they've really, really proved themselves. And they're so close. They're within touching distance of closing it.
Fully anticipating that after that first map that this would be the same case. Used to getting good results here, but a full grand final victory, I don't know if that was in their picture. I don't know if they could have believed it, and they still have to fight for it here. 2 opening picks. Shui and they may taking 2 down there, but there's a response. Ontic's not ready to let off the gas just yet. They've left a lot of control to be given over towards that A side. Sophic will clear the angle. He does a little bit late, but still good for the kill. He's going for more as well. A-Core looking to get his retreat. Desperately tries to find a wall bang here, but instead just calms it over to Kios. They didn't expect the regression. Sophic, he moves up middle. They're flanking apartments as well. This round could spiral. And Zontix, all he has to do is stay alive. And CT spawn. Bomb is making the long reposition. I wonder if that's been heard. I wonder if that's been confirmed. I think it is. Look at this. Baz, he's hot on his heels. He starts to pull the pin on this. We're running now instead of walking.
Surely not. Surely there's no way GAMERLEGION get away with this. Kios' position's good though. Zontix, you need to be aware. You've got no control of middle, no control of jungle. He can come to your left, and Kios is ready to take that duel. They're not going to expect Baz's position here, so he might be able to deny this plant. Has info on the CT player. Sprays messy, but he does the damage. Looking to try and deny this plant. Freebie kill. I don't know why it took so long, but Isaac, he's kicking himself, and Kios couldn't get him on the cross. It's 15 here for Spirit Academy. An unbelievable clutch from Baz. What a time to step up. And the odds now shift completely in their favor. For anyone that forgot, remember how this series started off. GAMERLEGION, a 16-3 win on their map. They were 9-1 up on Nuke. We thought we were going to be in for a quick series. We thought it was going to be an easy night for the mixed European squad. And Spirit Academy have pulled off a comeback that, to be honest, is the only thing that would do their playoffs and their tournament run justice. Not dropping a single map throughout the playoffs. These guys are unstoppable.
No more breaks for GAMERLEGION either. No more pauses. They just use their lasers. No chance to extinguish the flames of Spirit Academy so far. They've expended all of them. 9-1 up on Nuke. That was maybe the easiest chance they could have had to close out this series. But now they need 6 rounds in a row to just take it into overtime. That's the best case scenario. Painting a bleak picture here for them. Art Frost has been a big facilitator in this position. HE absolutely dunks from Donk. He's looking to hold off this A-bomb site one more round, but this time he gets nothing rather than 3, and that's a big deal. Sophic left on the island, and CT spawn. He's exposed towards CT though, and he spams him down. That's the bomb dropped, but still man advantage maintained here for the T side.
Is the bomb dropped? Next to triple with a player on short. They actually had a sight line on it, but Zontix tucks himself in the corner. Bad timing. Akkor's good for the headshot. Kios follows up with another, and Artfrost cuts his losses. They've got loads of money, but there's no point in throwing away an AWP. A 1v4 that's completely unwinnable. So he backs the hell out of here. Will allow GAMERLEGION 10. They still need 5 in a row to take us to overtime. I wouldn't be opposed to it. Third map, grand finals, OT. Doesn't get much closer, doesn't get much more exciting. GAMERLEGION have got a lot to do to get us there. Oh my god, that timing's ridiculous. Artfrost definitely falls here. Oh my god, Fields. Hello. There we go. Spots the barrel, finds the head. Good stuff. GAMERLEGION, double digits.
5 more where that came from. Might be difficult to replicate, but they shut down Donk. The pathway to getting 5 in a row here for GAMERLEGION seems a bit unlikely. Good A execute. Good way to stay afloat. How much more of that do they have? Another cat jump here for the op of Art Frost here, but a fast B play here. Are they going to commit to it? Doesn't seem full commitment, but certainly drawing in a lot of attention away from A. Baiting out a lot of utility from these CTs. Meanwhile, a lot of emphasis put towards middle as opposed to what we initially thought here. Donk, though, steps out one, nearly a second, but only one.
Even trades, but Upfrost, no, hits the leg instead. 2 players painfully low, though. 4v4 doesn't really do this justice. Barrel spotted by Zontix. They are going to commit to this B site, but 1 round away from victory. There's 3 kills that separate Spirit Academy from the trophy.
Oh my god.
And a chance here, and it seems like it's going to be the latter. GAMERLEGION somehow claw onto this. Zontix left in the 1-on-3. He's miles away from the action. I guess he saves this M4. He's the only man that hasn't got money, so if he stays alive, everyone else can buy. The economy's looking fragile. Yeah, there you go. Calls it off. GAMERLEGION make it 11. This was really looking like a team spirit round.
Yo, look at it. You can only imagine, right? But if that op shot connects onto MA rather than just a leg shot, right?
Oh, yeah.
That would have been the game changer. It would have lost that cat prong of approach. Instead, the panicked calls come in, and MA is able to find 2 more kills from his position on 15 HP. You would not believe it.
Yeah, the whole mid-control there is just so unlucky for Spirit Academy. Donk finding that first kill, and then the dink on the second player on short. If he hits 1 more bullet there, then it's a 5v3. Third player crosses in, leg shot, body shot instead of the leg shot, and bam, it's round over. They just fall short. Weapons will come out again. Baz down to an MP9. That's the only contingency. Helmet's lacking, but it doesn't matter. They're against AKs, 2 kits, so they need to keep an eye on them. It adds quite a short fuse to the round if the bomb goes down and they lose track of where they are. But that big old task of 6 rounds in a row from GAMERLEGION's come down to 4. And it becomes doable by the second.
Donk. Shut down out of this round here. MA continues to be a thorn in their side. They just can't take out. No one's able to kill him. Zontix looks to find him, but no, MA continues. He doesn't want to let go off the gas just yet. Zontix wants to keep things contained. Get another kill from MA.
Oh, wow.
He's gonna find an ace. 4 in the round. He wants 5. Zontix right around the corner, but he lands the transfer.
God.
Lands the up shot. He lands everything. He's not missing a beat.
Oh, what a time to come to life like that. MA's not had the best of games. It's not been bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not like he's been this superstar fragger, nor is he the resident sniper, but picks it up and does absolute magic with it. Swaps out to the M4A4 at the end as well. They don't want that secondary AWP. He didn't want the AK that was at his feet either. Pistols in play here for Spirit Academy, so a likely 13th for GAMERLEGION to come their way. Cool with his AWP. There it is.
Should we take names? This is going to be a big test here for Spirit's mental. They had some opportunities to close this one out. Many of them. I believe 6 in total. And for young players, right, choking, that's always a possibility. For anybody, in fact. They're in the grand finals with, like you said, one of the biggest accomplishments this roster, this 5-man would be able to gather so far. And they're at the final hurdle. But that 16th round, that can be so elusive.
Yeah, we often find some teams find it difficult to close out these games. They hit the 15 mark, and then it just becomes a bit of a mental barrier. So difficult to overcome. An interesting save here for Spirit Academy. They've really not got anything to bring into this next round. Yes, they don't want GAMERLEGION getting those kill reward bonuses. Hoping that they go for the hunt and that they can find an exit or 2.
Patience. Both camps here, no one's going to give it up. Definitely don't want to get an AK in Donk's hand for the next round, so no need to hunt the pistols, right? All this one quits. You might have money to go for this hunt, but it's not worth it. Not worth it for GAMERLEGION. Look where it leaves them off at. This is going to be a full force, right? I guess a actual gun round. But the next round here, max loss bonus here, without any kills. Everyone's bot down to near 0. So Team Spirit Academy, this is going to be their best chance to close right here, right now. Otherwise, they're going to be wielding MP9s. They're going to be wielding FAMASs. They're going to have lacking utility here, so they need this round now, and they need Art Frost to step up like he just did, taking out such a heavy hitter in MA.
He knows this is his last chance to have an AWP in regulation. Softpick caught with his pants down, though. You can't be out in the open with a smoke like that, my friend. Not at a time like this. An advantage goes back their way, though. Zontic's tucked in jungle. Nobody wants to be the man to make the mistake, to make the move that costs the Kiosk in the corner. Baz takes contact, realizes he's close. This duel's so important, and he takes it. A two-man advantage. Shui and Akor starting to realize they might just be out of this, but Shui wants to fight. He fights hard, but can't do it enough. And Akor left at 1-on-3. Nade deployed. Does a lot of damage with it. But look where the bomb is. It's right over towards CT. He's got plenty of time to work with. How the hell does he get this done? This would be the clutch of the tournament if he can pull it together. And so far, they're unsuspecting of a flank.
Oh, they're starting to realize, though. Just in time, but Akor, he strikes for the first. And no one, like you said, wants to make a mistake here and now. In the 29th round, to concede the grand finals here. Akor stuck behind a molly 20 seconds. That's not a lot of time to work with. No utility. How on earth is he supposed to dismantle this crossfire? Has to find a way to fight in between them. Footsteps being heard. One dives on out. Akor could have it. But no. Art Frost puts an end to it and closes it out 16-13. The young guys on Spirit Academy complete the tournament, complete West Europe. I cannot believe my eyes that this is a team that is able to take down so many Goliaths.
Wow. After that first map, I was not expecting it to turn out like this. Massive congratulations to Team Spirit Academy. They have done, well, what seemed impossible. A massive underdog run. A massive tournament win for them. And GAMERLEGION, they've got to be kicking themselves. A valiant attempt from Akor. That was an amazing try in the 1v3. I'm surprised that Artfrost was able to keep his composure there and hit that final flick. But wow, that is one hell of a grand finals.
About as good as it gets right there, man. Again, we see the map picks come on through, and both teams looking very good on their map picks, right? Super strong Inferno coming through from GAMERLEGION as anticipated. Nuke looked just as good despite that 9-1 deficit for Team Spirit Academy. And then that decider as close as can be, the back and forth, the constant, clutches that we saw right there. Donk heating up, the push and pull of the momentum was absolutely sick right there. But yeah, Spirit Academy, again, think about the mental fortitude that these younger players have to get 16-3 to open up the grand finals here. I don't know if a lot of players, even at the top caliber, could be able to come back from that, and then losing 9-1 in the very next map, man. I gotta say massive credit to these guys. Massive credit to the leadership going on there in Spirit Academy, because that's a really tough task, and they proved themselves worthy.
Yeah, it was something we talked about at the start, right? Young players, and sometimes that mental resilience is lacking. Sometimes you need to be in a situation where you've had a great tournament, but you bottle it in the grand finals to then learn from it next time. But no, these boys, they just keep it going, and well, fair play to them. I'm excited to see what's to come in the future. Remember, these guys are an academy roster, but that's going to wrap things up here for the CCT West Europe Series 1. Thank you, everybody, so much for joining us for the playoffs day and the grand finals. Thank you, everyone that stuck around for the entire tournament. We've, of course, got far more Counter-Strike action to come, because we have a few more series of these, they all accumulate to those finals. So, yeah, there's plenty more Counter-Strike to come. There's plenty more action from these teams and plenty more opportunities for GAMERLEGION to take a crown of their own. Thank you, everybody, once again, though. Have a wonderful rest of your nights. I've been M&J. This has been Exner, and we'll see you all next time. Good night.
very complicated job, but I love simple things so much. One move, one push.